Ladies and gentlemen, all gents outside and in between, delve deep into your pits of popcorn and throw two sets of raiders, double raiders. We've been given double raiders out of nowhere. Here I was, getting myself all set up, having a nice little H2O. And there we get bloody Jam Jar Brain and a Felion Panda both coming in here with their wonderful communities. How dare they? How dare they? People go check out Jam Jar Brain. The wonderful Jam Jar Brain. Happy-go-lucky scamp that he is, Jam Jar Brain. One of our wonderful moderators doing some artwork, and a Felion Panda doing the remastered version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Jam Jar, how was your art? A Felion Panda, how was running around like a pirate? Tell me all about it. Tell me all the bits and pieces. Tell me what's been going on, you cheeky little devils. Thank you so much for bringing your beautiful people in here. Jam is a wonderful member of this community. He is one of my moderators and good friends. He does a whole load of art. He does some surreal, interesting bits and pieces on there as well. Sometimes he plays some chill games. Sometimes you'll find them over on Pixbomb stream, where they go through the history of Bioshock and sometimes play Trine and bits and pieces. Felion Panda is another wonderful, supportive, glorious, happy-go-lucky scamp of an individual who plays a large variety of different games. And both of these people are equally worth your love and attention, you cheeky little devils, all right? Oh, I'm getting used to this new mic arm. But I think this is better. This is better. It's now not angling down from all over the place, you know? I can just have it nice and low and out of the way, and it makes me very happy. Anyway, welcome on in, you cheeky devils. Friends, if you're new here, two things you need to know about this channel. One, you're not allowed to apologize. Instead of saying sorry, try saying thank you. Instead of saying sorry, I'm late, say thanks for waiting. Instead of saying sorry, I'm such a burden, say thanks for being there for me. It'll make you a much more positive individual. Two, if you're under the age of 18, I have to ask you to leave. I've got to ask you to leave, for I'm a colossal filth wizard. I don't be corrupting the ears of the young, you cheeky devil. Today's art, Jam Jar, you were doing some Count Bin face. That's amazing. That is amazing. Do you mind if I show the community? Is that all right? Is that okay? Go ahead. Sweet. Ooh, wrong one. This one. Just doing some outlines of Count Bin face, doing some maniacal laughing. For those people that are not from the UK, this is one of our our ministers. This is a government official, and this is what he looks like all of the time. All of the time. Currently, there is a big thing going on in UK politics where basically it is a very, very right-wing individual going up against Count Binface for a local constabulary, like a local area. I'm not going to go into it because it gets chaotic and ridiculous, but just know that this is an official, minister of government. All right, just so you're all aware. Just so you're all aware. All right. But thank you very much for that, Jam. I appreciate that. Ooh, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Right, hold on. We had new people in here. The little one, Deb, how you doing? Thank you so much. I do try to look amazing. I'm very shallow like that. Zabadian, how you doing? How's it going?
Historical fact. Today in 1969, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin did a thing on the moon.
Well, really? What kind of thing? Did they poke each other in the butt? Did they show each other the dark side of their moons? I have so many questions. Zabadian, thank you very much for the 100 little panderings. I appreciate that. I can't believe that. That's pretty awesome. Oh my fucking god. I'm still getting used to this mic arm. The mic arm's very, very cool, but it's very different to what I'm used to because it's very flat and down and low. So you're just going to have to bear with that for a little while. Do you know what I mean? Right, where was I? We had Little One Deb, and then we had Sweet Mini Wolf coming in as a brand new person as well. And Pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, coming in as a brand new person as well. I will come back and say hello to everybody else. I just want to say hello to all the new people first. You've migrated from TikTok. Happy belated birthday. Thank you very much, Wheezy Gal. I very, very much appreciate that. Welcome on in from the world of the Clock app. The TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, it made me very happy to know that a very toxic male influencer called HS Tiki Toki has recently been arrested for crashing a hired car or some bullshit. But anyway, there seems to be a trend of toxic men being arrested at the moment, and it makes me very happy. Is it Kiad? Is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome on in. How you doing? How's it going? Friends, if you are new here, like I said, two things you got to know. Not allowed to apologize, first and foremost. People apologize for just existing, and I'm not fucking having it. 2. If you're under the age of 18, I have to ask you to leave. Come back when you're 18. We'll have a good laugh and stuff. But if you're under the age of 18, I talk about sex all the time. We talk about an awful lot of bits and pieces in regards to sex. So I don't want to be corrupting the ears of the young, you know? Right, let me say hello to everybody. Renard, welcome on in. Salty Seeking, you cheeky devil. Scar, how's it going? Lena Laurie, you beautiful individual. Sweet Mini Wolf, hello. Annie Hoog.
Oh, most kind.
Almost half a year of mischief and corruption. Eh.
I forgot for the next 7 streams we've got to have our cheap hype train. I forgot. God damn it. God damn it. Terry MB, thank you very much for coming in for the 5 months, you beautiful individual. Good lot. Oh. I am, technically speaking, behind because I haven't filled in everything from Thursday yet. Thursday night was the big birthday bash, which is currently being uploaded onto YouTube, so it will be available like in the next couple of days. But I will inscribe your name upon the Mirror of Vane. By having your name upon the Mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. In fact, technically, it's a metaphorical Snapchat because it doesn't even exist anymore. You also get access to all those sexy little emotes. And you get a discount on the merch store, you cheeky devil. But the most important thing as well, you know, after 5 whole months, you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror, go, God, do I look rough? But god damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy, oh, yes, me. Yeah, you know? You know, you cheeky devil. What do you like, gang? Anlai Hoog, how you doing? How's it going? Loki, the Khajiit, Claire Lou, Dibsiva, or Dibsva. I'll call you Dibs. Dibs works. If you're happy with Dibs, I can be happy with Dibs. Welcome on in. How you doing? Want to cribble, you cheeky devil. Razotto, welcome on in. Gilus, you cheeky little devil. You lurk away if you want to lurk away. No problems at all. Emma Dragon Queen, you cheeky wonderful individual. Ilawana, hello. Caro, you glorious bean. Had a good weekend. I had a messy weekend. I had a very messy weekend. I'm not going to try and pretend it was anything less than messy. It was messy. I got quite drunk. I went out clubbing at like 7 p.m. and I got home at like 5 a.m. So I don't really act my age. That's what we've all learned. I don't really act my age. I'm not very good at the whole, oh, you're a fully grown gentleman now. You know, I'm not good at that side of things, you know. Pause, how you doing? Qualia, you wonderful bean. What was the favorite part of the weekend? Dancing. I was dancing. We went to went for cocktails and then went to a nightclub and I was just boogieing and I had a great time. I had an absolutely great time. It was wonderful. Fuyuto Fugo, is that how you pronounce your name? Welcome on in. How you doing? Sounds like an awesome weekend. It was an awesome weekend. It was indeed an awesome weekend. Mel Sinef, how you doing? Bix Aureliana, hello you beautiful bean. Shaden Sunshine, how you doing? How's it going? Jamjar, of course. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Wolfex, you wonderful bean. Zabadian, hello you cheeky devil. Salty CKM said hello to you, you cheeky devil. Let me scroll down trying to catch everybody. Anetta, hello you wonderful individual. Migrated from TikTok, yes, welcoming all you beautiful people that have come from other platforms. I appreciate that. Kip Inkling, hello you beautiful individual. Kip Inkling, welcome on in. How you doing? No, Kip Inkling. I remember. Unless I've completely misremembered. And then I haven't remembered. And it's a lie. You know? How you doing? Doing all right, thank you very much. I am very much having a break from alcohol. After last week, and the week before, realistically speaking, I'm just sort of like,
most kind.
I'm just sort of like, yeah. Rach, thank you very much for giving us up to Detective Spartan, which was apparently a character that I came up with when I was very, very drunk. So I just went off on Detective Spartan and how he was investigating Mount Olympus because Zeus was really suspect or something like that. Not entirely, I can't remember, but it was something along those lines. I cannot believe that there is actually a person, a name of Detective Spartan as a username here. Jesus Christ. I will inscribe that name upon the mirror vein, but as usual, I'm behind because I had my birthday week last week and therefore chaos ensued. But I will inscribe that name upon the mirror vein. By having the name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a Snapchat, you cheeky devils. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes, but the most important thing is you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, do I look rough? But god damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy, oh yes, meow, you know? You know? I have an itchy eyebrow today, apparently. How you doing, Rach? Welcome on in. Coordinated invasion. It definitely seemed that way, didn't it, with the Felion Panda coming in here? I did an emotion. Felion Panda, many cutscenes. I think I know which bit you're talking about. Major Jiggle also coming in with the Prime here. Only 3 months. Feels like you've been here forever. Only 3 months, and yet the corruption is settling in very nicely. I've been invited, you've reminded me saying the word corruption, I've been invited onto a Christian podcast. And I'm very confused as to why they'd invite me. I'm not going to say anything about it because I'm not sure whether I'm going to do it or not yet. I want to know what their angle is. I want to know why they want me on their thing. Like, is it literally just so that they can shout sinner at me? And then I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, right, fair enough, whatever. But, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, to say the least. So, yeah, it's a whole thing. But anyway, I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. By having your name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. No, but on Snapchat, of course, you get access to all the sexy little emos. But the most important thing is go roll over every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, do I look rough? Oh, God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow, you know? Yeah, no, you beautiful bean. Thank you very much for using your Prime here. You could use it anywhere, but you choose to use it here. I appreciate that. Coordinate invasion, yeah. Mel Sinev, how you doing? We're so wonderful yet complain. Exactly. But that's all right. What can I say? You people are nauseatingly wonderful to me, and therefore I will always complain at you, all right? How dare you? How dare you be so nice and generous to me? How dare you? Look at this. Look. I have got a brand new fucking graphics card back there and a 4 terabyte hard drive. That was generosity by all of you beautiful individuals, all right? I've got a brand new mic arm. I had the game that we're going to be playing on Thursday and Sunday, which is the Labyrinth roleplay game, all right? That was also you lot. Okay. I've got brand new black eyeshadow. I've got brand new eyeliners. I've got so many things that you wonderful, wonderful human beings have, like, found a way to get me, whether it be through donations or what have you. We managed to donate £300 to a charity that is very, very close to my heart. They actually sent me a...
busting with happiness seeing you again.
I'm glad that you've bust all over yourself with happiness, Stupedia. Yeah, they actually sent me, the CEO of the Survivors Trust sent me a personalized letter of thanks. Literally, it was just like, Dear Valen, I'm writing to thank you and the online community from your live stream for your extremely kind and generous donation of £315. The reason why I say £300, it was £315 because we ticked the box to say that we'd pay the payment processing provider fee as well. So it's £300 and then £15 goes to the payment processing providers because they're all greedy fucks. All of us at the Survivors Trust really appreciate your contribution to the work that we do and empowering, in supporting and empowering survivors of all forms of sexual violence. It is not always easy to raise funds for our cause, so it is really good to hear of your support for our objectives. This donation will be used to run our helpline, which because of donations like yours can be offered to all survivors for free 7 days a week. Kind regards, Faye Maxted, OBE, Chief Executive of the Survivors Trust. So that was like literally them sending me a personalized letter to say thank you to all of you people who donated, and then I realized that I definitely lied to you all, and I like made it out like you were all donating to my tattoo fund. But you know what? Fuck it, I don't give a shit. It was it's a great cause, and I'm very, very much a fan of that whole thing. So you know, it's really kind of them to send me that email. Where was I? Hestia, welcome on in. How you doing? Mike Arm or Mike Arm? Good question. Good question. Yes, to all of the above, Wolfex, to be honest with you. Tigger, how you doing? How's it going? Wheezy Guy, you beautiful individual. On MS Paint with a mouse? I know, it's wild. Wild that you do that with a MS Paint with a mouse. You have the patience of a saint, Jamjar, I swear. Reb Gresh, welcome on in. How you doing? Love it. How you doing, Zabadi, and your beautiful being? I appreciate you.
Yeah,
who writes for a comedy show? Oh, really? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Max Wattage coming in with the tier 2 at 79 months. Good lord. You guessed it, Max. I am behind on my Mirror of Vain inscribings because after Thursday, things just got more chaotic for the entire weekend. I actually had the day off yesterday so that I could just recover. That was literally it. I just spent the entire day recovering. I did do a little bit of work in the evening, but it was fun. I will inscribe your name upon the Mirror of Vain in the tier 2 black ink. Dear Max Wattage coming in for the 79 months. Good lord. You know the way it works. By having your name upon the Mirror of Vain, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat. In fact, technically, it's a metaphorical Snapchat because I don't exist on there anymore. You also get access to all the sexy little emotes, including the tier 2 Pokemon emotes.
Ooh, you little stalker.
Thank you so much for the follow. I don't like to call people out just in case they're lurking, but you are very, very welcome. Including the tier 2 Pokemon emotes with my face on them. And you get a discount on the merch store. But the most important thing, as a tier 2 subscriber, is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, I wish I was someone else. Because then I'd get to look at me. Ooh, sexy, oh yes, meow, you know? And also by being a tier 2 subscriber, you take us 2 steps closer to the 60-40 split for July. We are very nearly at it already, which I'm really surprised at. I'm like, the amount of plus points we've been getting over the past couple of months is pretty wild, to be quite honest with you. Pretty bloody wild. So I'm extremely grateful. Thank you, friends. I reckon maybe, possibly, fingers crossed, touching all of the wood. There's a chance that we might hit the 70-30 split by the end of the year, which would be fucking wild. But I'm not expecting it. No pressure, no expectation, no obligation. But if it happens, that would be cool as shit. That would be cool as shit, you know? I'm a weirdo. Welcome on in. How you doing? How's it going? You're new, sweet mini wolf. Well, you are very, very welcome, you beautiful being. I thought I recognized the current PM there. He's not on camera. Maybe the secret identity of Count Binface is the new PM. He's not a government official yet, but he's doing his best to become one, which would be gloriously funny if he gets elected. I see. Reb Gresh, how you doing? So the reference didn't work out. My old manager never picked up the phone, not hopeful. Oh, that's a pain in the ass, Reb Gresh. That is genuinely fucking pain in the ass, do you know what I mean? You're new and this is awesome. I'm very glad to hear it, you beautiful individual. And I want to get written references for this reason. Yes, absolutely, fully understand that. Get both written reference and a phone call reference if possible. I have a list of toxic people they can go to next. By all means. By all means. I feel that in my soul sometimes, absolutely. I've awoke from seeing Boy George yesterday. It was an epic little key. Love that. Absolutely love that. I'm very glad that they have maintained a fantastic show all these years, for sure. 2 streaking together. Yes, we had some streaks in there. We've got Onion Pencil with a 10 stream streak, Reb Gresh with a 7 stream streak, Jam Job with the 10, excuse me, Shaden Sunshine with the 5, Caro with the 15, Claire Lou with the 7.
It's a race.
I think that's it. I think that's it so far. Oh my lordy, once again, ladies and gentlemen, and all genders outside and between, delve deep into your pits of popcorn and throw them at the raiders. Throw them at these cheeky devils. Look at these people coming in. I mean, really? Could you even imagine? Who do they think they are? The audacity, the scandal, the preposterousness. Good lord, it's Eris Ptolemy. Eris Ptolemy, you have been very kind and spoiled me with your community quite a lot over the past couple of weeks. Very kind indeed, you beautiful individual. Thank you so much for that. That's very, very kind of you. Friends, go and check out our dear friend Eris Ptolemy. Eris Ptolemy is the deity of chaos, a delightful chaos gremlin, a wonderful member of this community who we love very, very much. They deserve all of your love and attention. They have an unhealthy obsession with ancient Egypt and the Assassin's Creed franchise. If that is intriguing to you, then you should go over. Oh, you're doing some Phasmophobia today? Were you playing with like Lunicorn and stuff? I know that you like Phasmophobia, but you're a big fan of that. But yeah, how did it go? How was it? Was it great? Was it wonderful? Friends, as always, if you're new here, 2 things you need to know about this channel. 1, You're not allowed to apologize. Instead of saying sorry, try saying thank you. Instead of saying sorry, I'm late, say thanks for waiting. Instead of saying sorry, I'm such a burden, say thanks for being there for me. It'll make you a much more positive individual. 2, if you're under the age of 18, I have to ask you to leave. I've got to ask you to leave, for I am a colossal filth wizard. I don't want to be corrupting the ears of the young. It's not what I'm about. Not what I'm about. All right, okay. I am catching up with chat, but I'll do my absolute best. We got deaded. Did you die a lot? Did the naughty ghosties come and grab you at the ghoulies? Is that what happened? Did the naughty ghosties touch you in the ghoulies? Is that what occurred? Naughty naughties. Did you win any of the rounds? So many deaded? Oh right, okay. Never mind then. Never mind then. Sounds like a good night. Don't at my age either. Growing up all the time is an optional. Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, Paws, is there's 3 different types of people. You have mature people, immature people, and people who are mature enough to be immature. That's how I see it. Relax Views going in with the 15 stream streak. I appreciate you. How's it going? Rusted Reverie, welcome on in. How you doing? Getting ready for work. Hop back in once again. That's all right. That's all right. You do your thing, you beautiful being. I appreciate you popping by. Rach, of course. Hello, you cheeky devil. Kip Inkling, how you doing, you beautiful individual? Glad you had a great birthday week. I had a phenomenal birthday week. Thank you very much. However, next week, I'm already thinking about next year's birthday, because next year is my big 4-0. And I'm gonna, it's gonna be next level. It's gonna be next level. Because I have to party hard. It's the only way I know how to be. I'm like talking about like hiring a nightclub and redecorate the entire place and hiring a DJ and just sending out invites. You know, oh God, it's gonna be amazing. Anyway, who's corrupting who? Good question, Major Jiggle. Maybe we're corrupting each other. Maybe. Who knows? That could be interesting. I know, right? Just choked on your drink. Look. This was the thing. So this is back to the conversation for those people that have just joined us. I've been invited onto a Christian podcast. I'm not going to give any further details about it. It's not the first time I've been invited onto a Christian podcast. It may not be the last. But I am like, huh? Really? Me? You want me on your podcast? Okay, interesting. So I'm not against going on the podcast. I am intrigued by what they are wanting from it. Because they talked about wanting very real conversations. And I was like, okay, very real conversations is all very well, but I am not a faithful person. And I have studied theology. So there is a fair chance that things may not go well. The conversation may not go in a way that you are expecting. You know, because if it's all like if they just want me on there to basically point at me and tell me I'm a sinner, then I'm like, I already know that. Do you know what I mean? If it's are they wanting to attempt a Christian gotcha? Good question. Good question, Wheezy Guy. I've got no idea. This is what I'm trying to work out first and foremost. Is if it work out first of all where we're at. If it's just to fucking shout in my face that I'm a sinner, then I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. They don't seem to be that kind of thing though. But they are very opinionated about their beliefs, which tends to get me going on many other questions, many other philosophical and deep questions, like the paradox of free will and shit like that, you know? Also, Stupedia, I don't think I actually thanked you for those 200 little panderings. Thank you very much for making Jar Jar Binks explode all over me, Stupedia. All right? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. How did you know I made such a mess? I know. We just came over with a little squeegee and wiped it all away. It was fine, right? It was fine. It's amazing. Yeah, wasn't it nice? It was so good of the Survivors Trust to do that. Beats, how you doing? How's it going, you beautiful bean? Mercury, hello, you beautiful individual. Such a good cause. The best cause. The best cause. And do you know what got me onto it? Is I shaved my head for charity about, fucking hell, Jesus, about 10 years ago now. I shaved my head for charity. And that was one of the charities we raised money for. And I got that information because I basically I was trying to find ways that I could help the survivors of rape and sexual abuse which can be quite problematic being a cisgender man myself, because obviously an awful lot of people who are the perpetrators of such crimes are men, which means that sometimes it can be quite hard for survivors to try and identify with another man, you know? So yeah, I was like, well, if I can't do it myself, then at least I can put money in the pockets of people who can do it, who can genuinely help, you know? You're behind, but what a behind it is. You know it, Wolfex. You know it, absolutely. How you doing, Max Void? Hello, you beautiful bean. Pixel Jules, cheeky devil. Glad to hear the money went to a good cause. I'm currently indulging in a great dark romance novel named Trick as an audiobook. How delightful. Speaking of audiobooks, the vote is up in the Discord in the announcement section for what your next, because we've hit the donation goal. Donation goal was officially hit during the before the fucking words, Valen. Before the birthday stream, you smashed the donation goal, which meant I was like, cool, I need to do another donation goal reward for you all. You voted for, as a community, for an audiobook stream. We already are doing one audiobook stream where we're going to be reading Call of Cthulhu, and if that doesn't take long enough, then we'll read some other short stories as well. Currently, the options for your second audiobook stream, which I still need to schedule in, is Edgar Allan Poe's short stories, Dracula by Bram Stoker, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, The Man Wolf by Lich Ritchie, which was supposedly the first gothic horror werewolf story. So I'm intrigued by that. And The Shadow over Innsmouth by H.P. Lovecraft. As you can tell, I'm in very much a gothic horror kind of mood, like a classic gothic horror kind of mood. That's a really good point. I haven't done this. We'll do that instead. Bear with me, friends. Bear with me, friends. Because I didn't change the thing that I was meant to change. No, it's alright. It's okay. It's alright. It's all covered. All covered and sorted. All covered and sorted. It definitely was a good weekend when you needed full day to recover. Yeah. For you to Fugo, I hope that's how you pronounce your name, you beautiful Bane. I drink vodka. I'm a vodka man. I fucking love vodka. The reason why I drink vodka is because it gives me the smoothest hangovers. It means I can get up and I can function. I might have a bit of a headache. I might feel a little bit queasy, but overall I can get up and function. We started in a cocktail bar. I got given the gayest cocktails that you've ever seen. Lots of rainbow shenanigans. Then I was given a free strawberry daiquiri from the bar because they were like, it's your birthday, here's a strawberry daiquiri. And then they gave me a weird sort of like lemony, zesty kind of tequila-y shot. Tequila's always going to give me a hangover, so that's where it started. And then we went on to a nightclub. I drank all night in the nightclub. We got kicked out of the nightclub about 2:30. Then we went to another bar. There was like an R&B bar, which I wasn't fully expecting, but fuck it, we went. And I kept drinking there, and it got to a point where the vodka was repeating on me. I was just burping, and I was like, oh, all I can taste is vodka. This is usually a bad sign. Got home at about 5 a.m., fell asleep, woke up at about 10 a.m. and went, oh. Did that horror, you know that thing? Do anybody else suffer that with the hangovers, where you try and turn your pillow onto the cold side of the pillow without moving your head? Because the moment that you move your head, pain. So you're like, ah. Just stroking the cold side of the pillow. Every time. Normally, like I said, because normally I only drink vodka, especially on a night out, I'll only drink vodka. I tend to wake up without a hangover. Because, or not necessarily without a hangover, just a hangover that I can tolerate. Do you know what I mean? It's a hangover that isn't that bad. But because I was mixing a lot of different alcohols, it meant that I did not wake up without a hangover that was that bad. I woke up with all of the pain. All of the pain. Yeah, now. Bumped into a friend I'd not seen in over a year last week. Yeah, Wheezy Girl. She's a fellow filth wench. Love that. Within 10 minutes, I'd asked her, do you know who Valen Vane is? She did. And followed 5-minute gush fest about how awesome you are. Oh, Wheezy Girl, that's absolutely amazing. I really appreciate that. I did have a couple of weird situations over the weekend, I will say. The nightclub that we went to is a nightclub called Spiders. And now I know all of the bouncers in Spiders because I've been going for fucking years. And they just get to know me and what have you. However, one of the bouncers was talking to a guest, a random guest. And apparently they were like, hey, do you know this guy? And then just showed my friend, who's the bouncer, my Instagram. And they were like, yeah, he comes here. He doesn't come here as often as he used to, but he's here somewhere tonight. And they were like, what? And I was like, right, okay. And the other thing was when we were in the R&B club at about 4:30 in the morning, when we were looking for a couple of our female friends who had gone off to the toilet at the far end of the bar and come back. And there is a general vibe, especially early morning in certain R&B clubs where men have a tendency to get very dancey with their groin first. Groin first dancing. So we were like, Megan, just keeping an eye out. Where are they? What's going on? What's happening? And I leaned in to Rach, who was there, Killer Queen Rach, who was there. And I was like, we're going to be leaving soon because fucking knackered. And I don't like the way these gentlemen are conducting themselves. It is tickling my justice complex fancy. And apparently Rach was telling me that, as I didn't see this, but Rach was like, as I leaned in to say hello and what have you, she saw some people being like, that's Valen Vane. Which is fucking weird to me. All right? That is weird. That's very strange to me that people recognize me. People who are not like within certain circles just recognize me. And I'm like, this is strange. It did, however, the one joy that I did get out of it is one of my oldest friends was there with us. A guy who I have known since I was 4 years old. All right. I have known that gentleman for 35 years. 35 years, which is wild. All right. He despairs at my fame. He absolutely despairs at it. He's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. No, really? Really? You're increasing his ego again? Oh, God. So as soon as I heard about this, I had to tell him. And I was like, did you know? I was recognizing that, and he was like, oh, God, Valentina. Oh, he can't take you anywhere. Which always brings me a lot of joy. It's a level of, like, friendship where his pain just brings me joy, and my pain brings him joy. It's a wonderful dynamic. You know? Won't say sorry, but I will explain that I couldn't be here on your birthday stream because I had a medical emergency to deal with regarding my mother. She is back from hospital now. Max Wattage, I'm glad that you won't apologize for that, because as you well know, Maxine, your life must always come first. And I am glad that you prioritized the medical emergency over my preposterousness. You beautiful, beautiful individual. I genuinely hope that your mother's okay. I hope it went all very, very well. And whatever the medical emergency is all sorted out now. You beautiful being. But yeah, no need to apologize. Thank you so much for wanting to be here, even if you couldn't be here, you know? I'm glad you got to donate some money for your birthday, as long as it makes you happy. Qualia, so the scenario was, I was like, for me personally, I was like, right, I'll set a donation, a preposterous donation for one day only, where I was like, I'll set it £200 for a tattoo. Okay. Now, I've already been donated some money from my parents and my family. They were like, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, I don't need stuff anymore. I don't need things anymore. So I was just like, give me a voucher for a tattoo and I'll go get a tattoo this year. That works for me, because it's not something it's not something physical. I don't have to fuck ass around with stuff like that, but I do love getting tattooed, you know? So I was like, oh, I could do that. So I was like, oh, well, whatever money I raise from the birthday stream can just add to that, and we'll get on board it. We'll get on board it. It'll be absolutely fantastic. But just before stream, literally about 2 minutes before I pressed go live, I was like, if we hit over like 150%, if we hit 100%, it's all fine, dandy. But if we hit 150% of the target, or anything further than that, I'm going to donate £300 to charity. And I didn't tell a single fucking person. I genuinely didn't tell you. It was a real last minute decision. I was like, fuck it. I'm feeling, people have been so unbelievably generous to me in the past like month, especially. I mean, you're always generous to me, but especially in the past month, I'm like, I want to give back somehow. Do you know what I mean? I want to give back. And I know that people will say that like a lot of the donations and the people buying me things off Throne and subscribing and all that stuff is like your way of giving back to me for what I do. But you already know I have a complicated relationship with that entire dynamic. So I'm just like, do you know what? I just want to, if people are going to be this fucking generous, then I can afford to be a bit generous to a really good cause. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Right, let me quickly do this. Kells the Mad, come here, you cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses? I've seen you in chat, so I know you're there. Emma Dragon Queen, come here, you cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses as well, you beautiful being there? Also, Eris Ptolemy, are you still here? And Phoenix of the Fens, are you still here, you beautiful being? Those are the other two. Wish you belated happy birthdays. Thank you very much, Maxine. I appreciate that, you beautiful individual. I'm glad you guys said, yeah, exactly. Virgin Vixen, hello, you beautiful being. Welcome on in. My boss decided to have to leave super early, so I guess not the back to catch the stream I go. While working the stock, obviously. Well, I'm glad that you're able to come and hang out with us, Virgin Vixen. I appreciate that. You're very, very welcome here. And popping in to throw my love as you're on your way to a Pride event. Petrichor Love, have a wonderful, wonderful time at Pride. Have a glorious time at Pride. It's our Pride Festival next Saturday. And I still need to organize what me and the Ken team are doing. Ken, for those people that don't know, is the show that I run with a team of people. It's a big old erotic cabaret. Imagine if the Moulin Rouge fucked the Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's my baby. That's my baby. So me and the Ken team always do something for Pride. We were going to do like a big event and stuff, and then we're like, fuck it, none of us have the fucking time or energy at the moment. Never mind the funding. We did price it up, and it was like, it's going to cost us $5,000. I was like, oh, fucking hell, that's going to be such a nightmare to put on. But either way, we do our thing. We get on with it. We have a good time, you know? The usual shit. Lunicorn, how you doing, you beautiful being? And Pastor Van, hell, you wonderful individual. Kept dying with terrible hunting ghost partners today. No! Did you give up and call the Ghostbusters? Invisible man looking in your bed. Who are you gonna call? No one. I'm gonna see what they get up to. And when I say see, I mean feel. Do you know what I mean?
Do you ever wonder what it would look like if the general concept of hedonism fucked a peacock and then put the offspring in leather pants? Then you need to watch twitch.tv/Valent Vane.
Max, what are you doing? What is this? What is this kindness? A belated birthday present. I still haven't caught up with all the birthday ones. Never mind anything else. What do you mean? What is this? Thank you so much for gifting those 10 gifted subs into the community there. God damn it. Gosh darn it. Maxine. I will inscribe those 10 upon the Mirror of Vane. Not right now, because I'm way behind. I haven't done all the ones from last Thursday. That's tomorrow morning's job, actually. But I will inscribe every single one of those wonderful 10 people onto the Mirror of Vane. By having your names upon the Mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you chicken devils. And of course, you get access to all those sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But goddamn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow, you know? You know? Actually, you've just reminded me that I need to do something that I completely forgot because, of course, I did. Was too busy partying hard, doing chaotic shenanigans and preposterousness. Bear with me, chat. Bear with me, beautiful beings. I appreciate you all. All good. All good. All good. All good. All good. All sorted. You just reminded me of something. I was like, oh, fuck, I haven't done that. You're a 12-year-old and a 52-year-old sexy priest? What? As in mentality, Pastor Van? Is that what you're referring to? Jenny Miss Joy, how you doing? How's it going? We'll always try and spoil you. It's fun. Eris, you outrageous. A lot of you. Outrageous, I tell you. 12-year-old mentally, for clarity, no actual age. I was about to say, what the fuck? What's going on here, Pastor Van? I'm glad you clarified that. I'm glad you clarified that for sure. For sure. Do we see an Eris? Eris Ptolemy? Is Eris Ptolemy still here? Phoenix Defenses, I see you. Phoenix Defense has redeemed a vanity promo, which means I need to talk about myself, which is ludicrous. Do you know what? Fuck it. Friends, I've got a VODs channel. I've got a VODs channel that is dedicated to all of these live streams. That's where I upload all of the live stream VODs. They all go onto that channel. I'm only allowed to keep my VODs or a certain amount of my VODs on Twitch for a prolonged period of time. And being a Twitch partner, Mel, you cheeky devil.
Valenv party, Valenv party, Valenv party.
You beautiful individual. Give me 2 seconds, but right with you. Yeah, I'm only allowed to keep my VODs on Twitch for like 60 days, which normally is quite a long period of time. However, I know that some people like to just put on an entire playlist and just listen to my voice while I'm going through some inane drivel or what have you. So if you would like to do that, if you're the kind of person that likes to watch back my VODs, or if you're afraid that you've missed something and you're like, oh God, right, I want to catch up with that and stuff, then go over to the VODs channel, youtube.com/@VODSandVanity. That's where we're at. I am working steadily but surely towards monetization. I'm about halfway there now with the subscriber count. I need to have 1,000 subscribers in order to monetize from ad revenue. I'm not going to do any of the membership stuff because people are already too fucking kind to me already. I don't want to be trying to monetize more from you. Do you know what I mean? I'll take YouTube's money. By all means, I'll take the ad revenue money from YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and everything. But you people already give me too much. You're already far too fucking kind. So, yeah. If you're interested, it doesn't cost you a single penny to subscribe on YouTube. And if you're interested in just, you know, listening to my sultry tones or previous conversations, or you want to go back and laugh at the preposterousness that is the party streams that we do, then you can do that on VODs and Vanity on YouTube. There you go. There you go. All good in the proverbial hood. Thank you very much, Phoenix Defense, for making me talk about myself. Minya, come here, cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses, you cheeky individual? You Eris Ptolemy is always there, always watching. Always there, eh? Always there, always watching. I know you are. I know what's going on here, you cheeky little devil. Look at you coming over here, getting all close and personal. Getting all hot under the collar. I see how it is. I see what's going on, you cheeky little devil. How dare you? How dare you come over here getting all sassy? You cheeky little chaos deity, you. It's quite outrageous, if I do say so myself. How dare you? How very dare you? God damn. You know? Always watching, Valen Vane. Always watching. Tedious Melody, come here, cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheekiest is? Right. Mel Sunflower, you beautiful bean. I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. I'm not going to do it now because I'm actually behind. I'm a little bit behind on it all, okay? But thank you very much for being a paid subscriber, taking that one step closer to the 60-40 split, you beautiful individual. Like I said, I will inscribe it on the mirror vein by having your name upon the mirror vein. It means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all those sexy little emotes, but the most important thing is you'll roll over every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, do I look rough? God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy, oh yes, meow, you know? You know? You beautiful being you. How's it going, Dapper Cogsworth as well? Hello, you cheeky devil. 2 days after my birthday, I would like a glorious smolder. Of course you could have a glorious smolder. Of course you can have a glorious smolder. Did you have a wonderful birthday, Eris? I completely forgot. I said happy birthday to you in the Discord, but I completely forgot to ask you today. So I hope you had a wonderful one. Are they wanting to attempt a Christian gotcha? I don't know. If they're just after, if they just want a person that just has different points of view in order to have like a healthy debate for an hour, I am more than happy to do that. I am more than happy to talk to them about theology and philosophy for an hour. But if it's like well, Valen Vane is obviously the personification of sin, everyone will be like, yeah, we know. What's your point? What's your issue? What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? It's a trap. Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Dutchy on Twitch, how you doing? How's it going? Hope you had the most wonderful birthday. I certainly did. I had a fantastic time. Considering that a lot of it was planned quite last minute, I had a very, very good time. Thank you very much. I'd be really hesitant if it were me because Christians can be manipulative and trying to make a spectacle of non-believers, which is fine, Kells the Mad, but I also, as much as I completely agree with you, I'm also quite confident in my own capabilities to have those conversations, if that makes sense. Like, I'm quite comfortable in being like, well, I don't agree with that. I don't believe that. But Jesus, possibly because of the fact that I have studied theology, I'm quite comfortable. If it, like I said, if it is just like a wanting to have a conversation to get different points of view so that it's more interesting listening to the podcasters or the podcast viewers or what have you, then that sounds like a good fun. But like, it sounds like it could be quite an interesting, you know, debate. But if it's more like a sinner, fire and brimstone, sinner, I'll be like, well, if heaven's full of people like you, I'm kind of glad that I'm going to hell, you know? They don't seem to be like that. From what I've listened to on, I listened to a couple of their episodes of the podcast today, and they seem to be pretty chill. They're definitely very pro-Christian, talking about the benefits of God and all that jazz, but that's what you expect with these kind of things. They don't seem to be massively judgmental, which is encouraging. Do you know what I mean? Speaking of someone who used to be heavily involved with the evangelical churches, yeah. I mean, I've met a lot of them. I've had many debates with some of them, you know? You got caught by stream? Absolutely. When do I not? Do you know what I mean? Somersault, welcome on in. How you going? Did you find what he hid? What I hid? What I hid? Oh, did I find what drunk Valen hid of sober Valen? Yeah, I did. The following morning, when I woke up and went, oh my God. This was, for those, a bit of context for new people and what have you, last Thursday night, we had a party stream where I drank half a litre of vodka and some apple sours. I don't know how much apple sours, but some apple sours. And one of the dares that we did was that I had to hide something for sober Valen. What I ended up hiding, well, I'll tell you the story. When I woke up in the morning and was like, oh my fucking God, I am dehydrated, I am tender, I was a little bit queasy. Half a bottle of vodka will do that on an empty stomach, you know. I was a little bit queasy. I was like, oh, I'm feeling a bit so I was like, okay, I know my face tastes like I tongue punched a badger's asshole. I'll get up and I'll clean my teeth. Open the door to my little bathroom cabinet. And there, right next to my toothbrush, was a 50ml shot glass of vodka. The perfect thing to greet you when you're feeling a little delicate because of vodka. You know, it was a choice, to say the least. But yes, I did find it. Thank you. We love you for that decision. Oh, Petrikolov, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Felly Fitzberg, how you doing? How's it going? Flitzberg, excuse me. Are you a trained vocalist? Kind of. Like, I've always been able to sing to a certain degree. And I wasn't a trained vocalist, but then I've done some vocal coaching with a singer called Xana Gregmar, who used to sing. She had a couple of hits in like the 80s. And she used to work like the Sunset Strip in LA and stuff like that. So yeah, she's a good friend, wonderful person. So I've done a few a few lessons. I was with her for a couple of years, but part of it was singing, part of it was me just ranting because I had other shit going on in my life. you know. You're a vodka girly. Like, wise decision. Wise decision. Alexandra Griffin returns to us, educated, a better person than they were before, having seen the wonders of the labyrinth. Look at you. I'm so proud of you, Alexandra. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. How soon is it going to be before you want to cover everything in glitter and have little puppet goblins all over the place? All right? These are the questions I have for you. Can I get a shout out for Alexandra Griffin, please, darling? Moderators, I would appreciate that. The mental image there. Sometimes, Tigger, I say things and people immediately imagine them. And that's on you. That's not me, all right? That's on you. Paul, how you doing? The Gothic Horror is fab. The original Frankenstein is good, but I enjoyed the latest version immensely. So I'm guessing, Paul's, what you mean by that is the Del Toro one. Guillermo del Toro version of Frankenstein. I actually did a review on that. I did a review of it. People go check out my dear friend Alexander Griffin, a tarot reader extraordinaire, a space explorer, and also an indulger in games that have tantalizing stories. Stories that will pluck at the very heartstrings and strum you like a shit fiddle. But it will indulge and create emotion across you. And that is when the most exquisite thing will happen. You will see, my friends. Tears roll down the cheeks of Alexander Griffin. True tears. Oh. Picturesque, I tell you, picturesque. A what? A shit fiddle. As in a fiddle made out of shit. A shit fiddle. Yeah. As in a violin, but really like worn down and battered because of all of my life experiences, you know? So many tears, all right? So many tears, all of the tears, you know? What's a hangover? Don't you even start, Stupidia. Don't you even start, you shit. Yeah, sometimes I'm afraid, Tigger, I am the kind of person that will say things, but because of the way that I say it, if you are a person that has a visual imagination where you literally will get a vision of what I am saying in front of you, it's very easy to fall into that when I'm talking, you know? You know? Samurai Diva, welcome on in. How you doing? Greetings one and all. I will agree with Paul's. The new Frankenstein movie was incredible. Okay. It was all right. It was all right. It was all right. It was okay. As with a lot of Del Toro's work, there are certain things that Del Toro does that drags me out of the immersion, that stops me from being immersed in the universe. And unfortunately, I am very much a person that enjoys immersion. I enjoy atmosphere. I enjoy being surrounded by the world that they are creating. And I personally really struggled with a lot. I liked it. It was an enjoyable watch, but it wasn't like people talk about being the most incredible thing. It was mind-blowing. It was there, and I'm like, nah, not for me. It wasn't. For starters, Frankenstein's monster was too sexy. The most monstrous thing about him was the fact that he had one nipple. That was it. That was the only monstrous thing. That was literally the only monstrous thing. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Happy belated birthday. Yes, thank you so much. It sounds like it was epic. It was great. It was great. Absolutely. Groin first dancing. Heresy. Yeah, when you try and introduce people with your fucking foreskin. Do you know what I mean? When you're in a nightclub, and it usually is an R&B nightclub. It's not always, but it usually is an R&B nightclub. And there is a group of guys, and the first they try and they honestly, it's like, you know when people talk about guys thinking with their dick? Well, it's like they get led around by that dick as well. And they're just like, ooh, just fucking going up to people and just being like, hey, baby, hey, yeah. And you're just like, oh, come on, really? Really? Is that, can you not just be a decent human being for once? Not everyone, there were some really nice people there as well, absolutely. But those people weren't them. When you can just imagine their little foreskins just being like, hey baby, how you doing? how's it going? And then peeling back a little bit so they can have a look at you in their little fucking... Anyway. Another one for you to all imagine. Hi, I'm Colin. Have you met my foreskin? It's very baggy. It's great. You can make a small balloon animal out of it. You know, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. The vodka burps, the sign that food was needed. Food was definitely needed. For sure. For sure. For sure. Mabel says your pillow always be cool and soothing. I know, right? Greens 1-all with Paul's new Frankenstein was amazing. It was Harry rude. Happy belated birthday. Sounds like you were happy. Yes, it was. It was great. Groin twerking, groin first dancing. You were twitchy with the solo mosh guy in the spiders as well. I was twitchy with the solo mosh guy in spiders because everybody else was just dancing. The thing about spiders is it's one of those places where nobody really likes a mosh pit. Mosh pits are great in a festival situation or in a gig situation where you've got a live fucking band there and stuff like that. In a nightclub, there is no fucking space for a mosh pit. For starters, there's no space on the fucking dance floor anyway. Secondly, everyone's still in the process of getting steadily but surely drunk. Nobody wants a fucking fist in the face. So when some guy, some fucking punk bitch, turns around and he starts throwing fucking arms and he's marching his way through the fucking dance floor, elbowing the fuck... Like, didn't you caught an elbow in the ribs, didn't you, Rach? Fucking just punching people and elbowing people, and everyone's just sort of stood there being like, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Nobody likes you. Go home. You know? All I was really doing, I got a bit twitchy because I was like, if they do it again, I'm gonna have a word. Very much winded you. I thought so, yeah. I was like, if they come through, because he made his way through the dance floor, then made his way back, and then stayed there. And I think there's a possibility, I can't guarantee it, but there's a possibility that he stayed there because he locked eyes with me and I was just stood in the dance floor completely steady, just being like, just dead-eyeing him, just like, do it again. Go on. Go on. Do it again. I will happily take you by the ear and drag you outside and give you a good stern talking to. Okay? Like a 1950s schoolhouse, you shall be educated through the medium of a wooden ruler across the rump. You know? So yeah. I got a little twitchy with that one. I just have a really bad justice complex. That's my problem, is I have a really bad justice complex. And when people like that exist, I'm like, I now need to get involved. I now need to say something because you are being a penis of a human being. Oh, so weird, but icky. Yeah, it was definitely icky. Definitely icky. Alpha Vodka 2, that kind of hangover sounds really terrible, though. Is it the typical hangover? Drank a shit ton, but never had a hangover in my whole life. It's a genetic thing, actually. For Yoto, apparently it's all to do with your genetics as to whether you get a hangover or not. The vast majority of people do get hangovers because of the fact that our bodies are processing poison, and the better you are at processing the poison, the worse your hangover, or the easier your hangover is. As time goes on, you would get worse and worse at processing poisons because you're getting older, and therefore your hangovers get worse. My body is good at processing vodka, which is why I stick to the vodka. You know? Emma Dragon Queen, how you doing? How's it going? Ladies and gentlemen, all genders outside and in between, the Pastor Van, 6 minutes ago, redeemed a praise the mods. Could you do me a massive favor and throw out some mod loves in the channel? You can use any kind of mod loves from any kind of channel. You can use any kind of love hearts from any kind of channel. Say a massive thank you to those wonderful moderators. Mods! Thank you so much for all that you do. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for all you do in and out of stream, all the stuff you do for me behind the scenes, and all the stuff you do for this wonderful community. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. A Bulls Gaming, what happens if someone does apologize on stream? They get a really stern waggling of my finger at them. That's what they get. And at the time there was Halloween party, I mentioned I mod for some Minecraft streamers and named who, and the person who I was talking to asked if I was Kells the Mad, and that was wild. That's wild. That is wild. That's hilarious. I love that. I love that. How's it going, Painted Lady? How you doing? I'm trying to whip down a wee bit because I realize I'm really far behind in chat. That's a great testimonial. Yeah. Time for a new mirror soon. I would imagine that by the time all of the current backlog of subscription names are on that mirror, I will need a new mirror. I would imagine. Potentially. Possibly. Maybe. Kind of ish. Maybe. You know? So it was 500 subscribers on the low tier of YouTube to monetize. Then again, watching hours is a pain in the ass. A pot of D, or a pot of double D. So it's to monetize on YouTube. You've, like, as you say, you've got the 2 tiers. The first one's 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours watched, which is people indulging in your content for 3,000 hours. That level we have already hit. However, that doesn't give you ad revenue, which it just opens up memberships, which is like Twitch subscriptions. It basically is, I can allow you lot to pay me money with a membership that gets you no real extra benefits or anything like that. So I'm not going to do that because I don't like taking more money from you lot. I don't like doing that. It's not, you people are already far too kind as it is. I don't want to be asking you for more money. That feels icky to me. So I kind of ignore the first level of YouTube partnership, as it were, because the first level is about getting money from your viewers. I'm all about the second level, which is getting money from ad revenue. So the more people that watch your videos, the more ad revenue you get, that kind of thing. That kind of thing, you know? As Smolders are brilliant. I'm glad to hear it. How's it going, J2? How you doing, you beautiful bean? Oh, I've got a really itchy nose today. Might treat myself to a cheeky smolder on my birthday next Monday. Do it. I can only encourage and enable this behavior, Caro. Absolutely. Have to wonder, is beautiful bean an English thing or a Valen thing? For reasons, when I hear it, it sounds rather clitoral to me. Not that I mind, but it makes it a very unique compliment. I'm not sure where. I definitely didn't get it. I didn't invent it. I also think of a clitoris when I think of it. When someone calls me a beautiful bean, I think of a clitoris. When I start saying it to other people, I don't think of a clitoris. I think of human being, abbreviated bean. And I suppose there's also the association with cat's toe beans, which are cutie, little cutie patooties, you know. We do need more good faith discussions about divisive topics online. Well, that's the thing, Weezy. That's the thing. So I'm up for a good debate, but I'm not up for a witch hunt. I think that's what it really comes down to. I am well up for a good debate. I am not up for a witch hunt. Not because I don't think I can handle it. I think I can handle pretty much fucking anything the internet throws at me. What I can't handle is the amount of energy it will take to deal with that shit, you know? I don't really care enough, you know? It was okay, I couldn't complain considering I'd spent it causing chaos and badly drawing things on stream. Didn't get to any special noms that I wanted, but I got yummy goodies, so that was worth it. Mother Nature decided to gift upon me things, so I spent a bit of pain. Oh, god damn it. Typical Eris, typical Mother Nature, always getting the inappropriate presents. Little bastards. However, I'm glad that you had some delightful tasties. Little snack, good, what was it? Yummy goodies, that was the word you used. I'm glad you enjoyed it. As much as you possibly could, you know? You know, did I drink it? I did not drink the vodka in the morning, no. No. Oh, a straight shot after drinking half a litre the night before. Nah, I'm good. I'm alright. To be fair, partying did try and influence me to be hidden in Drunk Valen's stomach. Something he also agreed with and added to the poll. Nothing like a devil Tigger on one drunk shoulder. Sometimes. This is the thing. You're like, when it comes to like our parties and stuff, you wonderful individuals are not allowed to influence my drinking. You are not allowed to influence my drinking as per Twitch's rules and regulations, okay? And the reason why is because, fucking hell, 5 years ago, 6 years ago maybe, there was a young woman on stream who was 19, 20 maybe, And she said that for every donation over like $3, she would have a shot. Or it might have been $5, she would have a shot. She made a cosmic fuck ton of money that night. However, she also had to be taken to hospital to have her stomach pumped. Because she just, like, people just kept throwing money at her because the internet, generally speaking, is pretty unhinged, especially when you do make offers like that, you know? So fortunately, there were some of her friends watching some of her nearby friends watching the video, and were like, they were able to call her an ambulance and get round and make sure she was okay. But from a classic scenario of one person ruins it for everybody, it means that I, as a responsible drinker, can't have chat influencing my drink. I have to add anything, any dares or stuff like that revolve around alcohol or the consumption of alcohol. I have to add myself so that none of you can influence it, you know? Itchy nose. Sorry, living the glitter life, but the goblin puppets are incoming. Alexander Griffin, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you, friend. Very proud of you. If you were here, Alexandra, I would give you head pats.
Yeah,
Head pats and a little cuddle of pride, okay? Grio!
My landlord asked to talk to me about why my heating bill was so high. I told him my door is always open.
God damn it, Grio. God damn it. Oh, why is my nose so itchy today? Grito, thank you very much for coming in with the 4 months of your 6-month gift subscription courtesy of the wonderful Zabadian. I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. As you can probably see, I am behind because, you know, birthday week and stuff like that. But I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. By having your name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum, Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But god damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow, you know? You know? You cheeky little devil, you. Magtag, how you doing? How's it going, you beautiful bean? In my early 20s, I used to brag about never getting hangovers. Now I'm in my 30s, and I think Pascal was an asshole. Yeah, I never used to get hangovers when I was in my 20s. Actually, to be fair, no, I started getting hangovers about 23. But then I had been drinking since the age of 10. So, not that I'm encouraging anybody to do that. I'm just saying that that was my experience. I personally drank from the age of 10. I was clubbing from the age of like 14, 15. And by the time I went to university, I was past it, really. I was just like, all right, like, I don't need to go out and get absolutely fucking mortaled because I've done it all. I was actually a much healthier individual as a student because I didn't go out and get fucking unhinged drunk just because I've got a taste of freedom, you know? What is the pretty red necklace? This one. Yep. I think it's just like red glass, honestly. It's just like red glass. It was a gift from an ex-partner of mine. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, fuck, it's you again. It is. You can't get rid of me, Sembar. Can't bloody get rid of me. I'm here all week this week, apart from Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, our usual streams. Okay. Thursday and Sunday, we've got extra streams where we're going to be playing the Labyrinth roleplay book, which is a roleplay game, which has dice and interesting bits and pieces to do with the Labyrinth. We're going to be playing that on Thursday evening at 7 p.m. BST and Sunday evening at 7 p.m. BST. So, extra streams. Of 5 of the 7 days this week, we are going to be streaming. And then I'll be back again next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We've got Pride on Saturday as well. Never stop. Never stop. Do you know what I mean? I'm partially to blame for those extra ones. Good. I'm actually quite excited about that one. I'm not going to lie. I'm quite excited about that one. I'm desperately trying to make sure that I can get a cosplay sorted because I did say I was going to cosplay for it. But the wigs, the wig that I wanted is like custom made and costs a small fortune that I do not have. So I've been trying to find an alternate wig for the whole thing. So I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. But yeah, it'll be a whole thing. It'll be a whole thing. Gasp! One nipple! I know, right? I know, a whole nipple. Did you just see a nipple just then? You can't have done. You can't have done. My female presenting nipples were on stream for one stream and one stream only. All right? I showed one nipple and then I showed both nipples because you absolutely obliterated donation goals, and then I donated to charity and it was wonderful. Okay? It was wonderful. I got to see my little door knockers of love and everything. The film was good. Utterly furious that we still can't get a book accurate adaptation though. I want Mary Shelley's work, not what a dude thinks is a good take. Do you know what was the most offensive thing about Del Toro's version of Frankenstein? The most offensive thing, which isn't a spoiler per se, so I'm not ruining it for anybody because it has actually nothing to do with the main storyline at all. It has nothing to do with like the main movie at all. It's just like a little extra that they did at the very fucking end. At the very end of Del Toro's version of Frankenstein, they had a quotation from a literary individual of the age, Lord Byron. Mary Shelley reportedly had many issues with Lord Byron. In fact, it is rumored that one of the reasons why she wrote the entire novel, because the origin of the novel, Frankenstein, or more specifically modern day Prometheus, was because they were telling ghost stories when they were on holiday and there was terrible weather and they were telling ghost stories, and that's where the original concept of modern day Prometheus came. The modern Prometheus, whatever, Frankenstein came from. However, the rumor is, and I don't know how accurate this is, I did read it somewhere, but I haven't managed to confirm it in regards to like accurate notation or anything like that, is that one of the reasons why Mary Shelley wrote the entire book as opposed to just leaving it as a short story or a ghost story was because she was avoiding Lord Byron's advances. Lord Byron was already shagging her husband and her best mate / sister. And at the very end of Del Toro's version of Frankenstein is a quotation from Lord Byron. And I am like, that is so insulting. That is so insulting to Mary Shelley. That is so insulting. She had at best, a tumultuous relationship with Lord Byron. She was not a fan of the way that he kept fucking off with her husband and fucking off with her best friend, and the way that he treated her best friend once she got pregnant and all of that jazz. She was not a fan of Lord Byron. The idea that you would finish off the movie of her best work, her most well-known work, with a quote from the one person that she genuinely didn't like is wild to me. Fucking wild to me. I literally was in the cinema going, you fucking no, you didn't just do that, you bastards, fuck my life. Yeah, it was a whole thing. If you are interested, friends, about, because I don't want to go too deep into the detail of it, but I do have a review of it. I'm just going to go find now a review of my thoughts on that. I've done a few reviews. Shush. The way that I do my reviews on YouTube's is I do like a little preamble bit of before I go see the movie, then my initial reaction when I've seen the movie, then I do a spoiler-free section where I don't do any spoilers at all, and then I'll do the spoiler full section. So people are able to get my review without getting spoiled, you know? I try and be as open with that as possible. But that link there, this YouTube link here, will take you to my Frankenstein Del Toro's Frankenstein review. I also have a review of The Crow on there, the Rocky Horror Picture Show documentary. Fucking hell. Some of the cabaret shows that I've done. Yeah, a whole load. A whole load. Lots of reaction videos to the trailers and shit like that. I've actually got a few to load up, but I haven't had the time to do it. Haven't had the time to do it recently, so yeah, it's there if you're interested. If you're interested. I didn't even notice what was missing. Now that's something I have to live with knowing. You are very, very welcome, Burnished Truths. Very, very welcome, my friend. What are you supposed to do with only one nipple? That's the question. That's the question. I just didn't understand why Frankenstein's monster was stunning. I didn't get it. I didn't get. And it really, there was a specific line, again, that doesn't break the, that doesn't spoil or anything per se, but there was a specific line where some local people saw Frankenstein's monster for the first time and went, "What is it?" And I was like, "A supermodel." Like, he's fucking stunning. He's absolutely fucking stunning. What? Do you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is this? Best Frankenstein for me was the one from 1994 with Kenneth Branagh, was well my favorite. Was that the action one, Stupedia, where he was like a demon fighter or a demon hunter or something like that? It was like Frankenstein Demon Hunter or something. I have vague recollections of watching something like that when I was in my my era of watching like Underworld and shit. Took me a minute to figure out which Frankenstein you were talking about. Forgot about that one. Yeah. Del Toro's Frankenstein. Yeah, the one that we're currently talking about is Del Toro's Frankenstein's monster. And the thing was that it had a lot of potential. That one's I, Frankenstein. Oh, in which case I'm not sure which the one that is. I like. There's some genuinely amazing bits of, without spoiler in it, there are some genuinely phenomenal bits of Del Toro's Frankenstein. It's very accurate to the book in so many ways, but with the stylization of Del Toro. And some of the choices have meant that the immersion is just fucking broken for me. Absolutely fucking broken for me, you know. Francois! I've only ever met one supermodel, and to be fair, there is something freakish about that amount of perfection. I've met a few. And the thing that I always say about supermodels and is things that supermodels have exactly the same insecurities that everybody else does. Any single time that you look in the mirror and you go, God, I wish I was prettier, supermodels have exactly that. Exactly that. For sure. Slender man with a beautiful face. Del Toro's Frankenstein. Can I get a shout for Francois, by the way, please, darling moderators? Yeah. A little bit, yeah. It was a whole thing. It was a whole fucking thing. I was just like, what the fuck? But that's the problem, is the fact that I genuinely think that if the Del Toro's Frankenstein had been well, Jesus, I'm going to say some things now, and they're going to be on the internet forever. I think if Del Toro's Frankenstein had been a little less stylized and a little more grit, it would be infinitely better. People go check out my dear friend Francois, the pirate who's ready to plunder my booty. A wonderful human being, an actor extraordinaire, plays entire franchise gaming, which means that they started the first game in a series and they work their way all the way through to the last game in the series. They are currently making their way through the Rayman series and Sid Meier's Pirates. I want to say that. Is that right? Is that the right one? Francois, question for you. Did you ever see the TV show, the cartoon show, The Pirates of Dark Water? Did you ever see that? Just out of interest. Just out of interest. Just out of interest. You know what I mean? My grandma and my mum, all the oldest of our generation, have never had hangovers, while the rest of the family definitely has. Yeah, it sounds like a genetic thing. Absolutely. They did work out that hangovers are related to genetics. As is alcohol tolerance. Can really be great for things like reading and TTRPGs are great, but then Valen says he has a spindly goblin cock. Well, howdy, I do indeed. It's coiled like a corkscrew, ribbed for my pleasure. When I have sex, it's like running a stick up a fence. You know? I'm out of vodka. A pot of double D. There's a good chance that might be a good thing. I'm out of vodka too, and I'm happy about it because my internal organs could do with a break from being quite as pickled. Okay. You know, oh my, look, sometimes it's just the way it works, okay? Sometimes people ask about my spindly goblin cock, and I just need to let everybody know exactly what's going down, you know? Didn't know that. I've never got to the threshold with watch hours. That's fair. That is absolutely fair. Yeah, I'm quite... Well, I mean, I do content creation consulting with creators, wonderful people, some of you wonderful individuals I've got meetings with in the next couple of weeks, actually. And I do content consulting with businesses as well. They'll hire me in for like a few hours to teach them the bare basics or teach them about a specific platform or something like that. So I'm pretty clued up. It's one of those things. I love this industry and I get really nerdy over it. I get really, really nerdy over like the world of content creation, for sure. I need to catch up with some bits and pieces because I'm not sure. They've changed some algorithm stuff with YouTube recently, and I'm not entirely sure why yet. Do you know what I mean? Just thinking the BFG, good lord. I mean, even the BFG was uglier than Frankenstein's monster, than Del Toro's version of Frankenstein's monster. Adam. I don't know. I can't remember he was called Adam in the movie, but a lot of people call him Adam because the whole Adam and Eve thing. From watching The Borrowers to taking beans as human beings. Exactly. Why not? Why not? Trying to remember that book. Only place I've heard it otherwise mentioned. Oh, cool. I'm reading a book series and they use bean as well. Yeah. Isn't there also a... something to do with like 40k, where like Warhammer 40k, where the orcs call humans human beings or something like that. Something like that. Can't remember. I've been calling people beans in your channel since I started here. Got it from the BFG, who calls human beans. There we go. Yeah. Had a fun orange creamsicle flavored cheesecake the night after the stream, and some creme brulee cheesecake and cookie dough left. So all sweet tooth things to appease the blood gods. Love to hear it, Eris. Love to hear it. I've been here since 27th of November 2020. There's a lot of beans. That is a lot of beans. That is a lot of beans. In fact, you know what? Let me check. For the first time in a long time, check my follower account. Fuck me. I haven't checked my follower account in a long time. Generally speaking, like my view of live streaming on other platforms, it's different because I like to keep an eye on my metrics because they do have ratios. They do have reasons for keeping an eye on metrics. Whereas for Twitch especially, I'm like, I'm going to press go live. Whoever turns up, turns up. We'll have a good laugh. We'll have a chat. It'll all be fun and dandy. So I don't look at my subscriber numbers. I don't look at my sub points. What are the ones we got up there? That's to do with thingies, followers, viewer numbers. The only things I've got available is the time limit on the session, like how many minutes we've literally been live for, and how many minutes the pre-rolls are off for, as in pre-roll adverts are off for. Although they've just added horizontal and vertical, so I'm gonna have to look up what the fuck they mean in a minute. But I'll do that after stream. We always have 69 viewers. Doesn't matter what the number says down here, all right? Doesn't matter what that number says. Always 69 viewers. Always 69 viewers. Ignore that line. That number's always wrong. It's always lying. It's always lying. But Yeah, I this is the first time in a long time that I've checked my followers. I think the last time I checked my follower numbers, we had like, I don't know, 6,000 followers or something like that. And now we're at 8,622 followers. Fuck me. We might actually get over 10,000 followers by the end of the year. Oh, that's a bit weird. That's blown my little fucking mind. There's less than 1,500 followers to go by the end. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I'm not the kind of person that will ever turn around and be like, everyone should follow me, follow me. I'm like, no, if you follow me, you follow me. I don't give a shit. Like it's up to you. You know what you like. If you like this inane level of drivel, then follow. If you don't, then that's fine. Go find someone else that you'll enjoy yourself. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Almost 125 times 69 followers. Exactly. Perfect. What more do we need? What more do we need? Right? Both Thursday and Sunday. Yeah. So the upcoming streams that we've got this Thursday, 7 p.m. BST, and this Sunday, 7 p.m. BST, we have the Labyrinth roleplay streams. On Friday, I've got a call with Sembar. We're going to do some tech stuff, install the new graphics card and hard drive. Then I've got Pride all day Saturday, and then, as I said, Labyrinth stuff on Sunday. Next week, so we've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, usual streaming times. Then on Friday, the 31st of July, we have got the Call of Cthulhu audiobook stream, again 7 p.m. BST, where I will be doing the audiobook of Call of Cthulhu. And then we're into August already. So yeah, chaos shenanigans. The time just goes far too fucking quickly. Time goes far too fucking quickly. All right. BST makes me think of bestest time. It is the bestest time. It's the bestest time because it's my time, Felly. Absolutely. Turn off my little fan as it's a little bit chilly now the sun's gone down. Can't wait for the Labyrinth games. I adore anything Labyrinth. Wanted door knockers and plushies and everything. This community many years ago got me the door knocker earrings. I've got those upstairs in my vault of jewelry, you know. Back with steak and sweet potato off the barbie. Ooh, very tasty, very tasty. There was a metal adornments and everything. Oh my god, dear. My god. Nipples in this economy? Yeah. My little door knockers of love. For sure. Had a hell of a hard time reading the books of Frankenstein and Dracula. Yeah, so a potted double D. I keep calling you a potted double D. I hope you don't mind. I hope you're all right with that. I hope you're okay with that. Yeah, so they are very much written for their time. So both Frankenstein and Dracula were written specifically for the late 1800s, early 1900s. There's nothing I like more than electric balls. I've heard that.
As you say, we are nearing August. I thought I'd let you know that it's 158 days until Vainmas. Woo.
Oh my god. How do you know it's 158 days till Vainmas? I haven't set a date for Vainmas yet. What the fuck? Thank you very much for 101 panderings. God damn it. And also, Emma Dragon Queen, come here, cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses, you beautiful bean? Good lordy. Yeah, so Frankenstein and Dracula were written very much in the style of the time, which was initially all about letter writing. So it was all done from the first person in the style of letters. It was only later in like the early 20th century that they started going into a bit more prose and stuff like that. But it looks like the second audiobook stream that you delightful individuals want is going to be Dracula by Bram Stoker. So we'll see if it changes, see if it makes it any easier if we do it audiobook wise. Do you know what I mean? I haven't read Dracula either, so that'll be interesting for me. For sure. The only one you enjoy is Young Frankenstein? My god. I appreciate the comment as an avid Frankenstein book fan. I have not been able to fully enjoy any of the films this far. That is entirely fair, Glitter Psychosis. That is entirely fair. Absolutely. Byron sucked so much. He also influenced some of the early vampire novels. He's inspired Dracula. Also inspired the phrase bad, mad, and dangerous to know. Yep. If I remember correctly, wasn't Dracula, wasn't there rumor at least that Bram Stoker based Dracula or all of the hedonistic qualities of Dracula on Byron? I heard that somewhere, and I don't know how true it is, but it sounds about right. Because Dracula had like the hairy palms, which was indicative of somebody who has masturbated too much, or the myth that if you masturbate too much, then you get hairy palms. And like the idea was that he was hedonistic, lordly, but extremely sinful in every way possible. And that was what a lot of people perceived Lord Byron to be, you know? Reason, as you can imagine, is because it's a parody. Don't give me any adaptations that can take themselves seriously. They always ruin it. Yeah, I would like to see... Do you know what I'd really like to see? I'd like to see Frankenstein as a stage show. I'd like to see it as a stage show. Mendiza, how you doing? How's it going, you beautiful bean? Frankenstein by Del Toro is better than the rip-off Bird movie, at least. We don't even talk about the rip. It's not even comparable, Stupedia. It's not even comparable. For those people that don't know what the rip-off Bird movie is that Stupedia is talking about, we're talking about the Crow remake. Apparently, they're making another one in 2026. Was it? Or next year? The Crow 2027? No, 2026 maybe? Oh, they're making a TV series of The Crow in 2026? IMDb, The Crow. Oh, no, this is a different thing entirely. A middle-aged man falls in love with a young woman, and that love gradually draws him into darkness. That is not what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm full of shit. Somebody said that they were making another Crow movie and or series, and I was like, really? Why? Why can't they just leave it alone? That one flopped enough as it was, you know? Yeah, it was... I went to see it so other people didn't have to. If you would like to see my review of The Crow, it is also available on my YouTube channel, Thurston Vanity on YouTube. It's literally the only channel that isn't under the name Val in Vain. So yeah, I went to see it so other people didn't have to. I went to see it by myself because nobody wanted to come with me because it was shit looking. And honestly, I think it was possibly the greatest waste of my time that I've had in the past 15, 20 years. It was truly diabolical. It was bad as a movie by itself, and it was even worse when you compare it to anything in the Crow franchise. And the thing is that I felt like it could have been good. Or it could have been okay. It could have been okay. First of all, if they hadn't have made it Eric Draven. If they made it a different one. And if they'd really lent into a slightly different arc of the Gorgon blood. Which was something that happened in the comics. Then it could have been an alright movie. Could have been alright. But because of the way that they angled it, it was like, what the fuck are you doing? This is not good for anybody here. You know? Byron was a perfect example of how that time worked. You're a white man with money and a title, you get away with anything. Sounds about right. Sounds about right, Zana, you know? Are we sure that Dorian Gray wasn't inspired in part by Byron? I wouldn't be surprised by it, honestly. Feli Flitzberg. I wouldn't be surprised by it. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the Gothic literature of the time was inspired by Byron. Because Byron was well known for specifically those types of hedonistic, sinful behaviors, you know? Difficult to tell because they hung out a lot, and some people put her not liking him to be an in-joke amongst the friends group. But given the time, such a joke could have been a legitimate method to avoid his sexual advances. Regardless, I think it's poor taste to quote a man at the end of Mary Shelley's work, the mother of science fiction, quote her. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. May Whitefire, to be honest with you. it's interesting how movies slash books are time capsules and never has to age if they don't want it to. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Well, it's interesting because Rach, who is in channel, a very, very good friend of mine, is a videographer, and we were talking about the fact that they're bringing back in like a fade switch transition now between scenes of like different movies and things. It's like fade switch, and it's just like what where did that come from? That died out in like the early 90s, early to mid 90s as a transition, and now it's coming back again, and it's like this just makes everything look dated. Excuse me. Everything that they are doing is like, now because you've used that transition, it looks dated as fuck. Is that the purpose? Is that what you're doing it for? To make me think, my God, I'm old? Like what? Just call me Felly? No worries at all. Is it Felly or is it Feli? Let me know. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. No worries, Pastor Van. You look away, you beautiful individual. I appreciate you, especially because people already do not want to recognize her as the mother of what they consider science fiction. Added to her age. Yeah, absolutely. The fact that she had to do it under a male pseudonym for so long, and then it became out that. So I went to the Mary Shelley Museum down south, and Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus as it was called, released it under a false name because you needed to be a male to be an author. Zabadi, and you take it easy. Sleep well, you beautiful being. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for those cheeky little panderings. I appreciate them too. I really do. Yeah, so she released the book under a male name for publicity purposes. I'm trying to remember, just make sure I get my memory right here. I'm sure she released it under male name for publicity purposes, and then it came out that she had wrote it, and all of the people that originally loved the book and said it was absolutely phenomenal and a phenomenal piece of science fiction and horror and gothic horror, etc., then came back and were like, no, it's terrible. She obviously stole all of this from a man. And it's like, what? Fucking leave her. Misogyny annoys me. It annoys me. Because we have regressed so far that good things can not look undesirable. Because if you do not look like a supermodel, then you must be evil. In regards to the way that, I mean, so the point that I loved about, I don't want to go too far into it because of, I don't want to give away any spoilers of the Del Toro's Frankenstein. Shazza, how you doing, you beautiful individual? You have the look of the National Theatre at Home website. You can rent the 2011 Frankenstein production. Ooh, do you know what? I might do that, Shazza. Honestly, I might do that. I do want to see it as a stage show, to be honest with you. The thing that I loved about the Frankenstein story, or certainly, like I said, it's not something that I've read either. I started reading it and then I struggled with the literature side of it. My brain was in the wrong space, but I will read it at some stage. And the thing that I loved about the story, though, was the fact that the whole point was, as I understood it, as I personally understood it, was that Frankenstein the Doctor was a aesthetically pleasing man who was monstrous on the inside, whereas Frankenstein's monster was monstrous on the outside but actually quite innocent on the inside, you know, quite humane, well, obviously there were some issues in him learning and stuff like that, but generally speaking, you know, he was a good person on the inside but monstrous on the outside. And it was the way that Shelley was doing it was really playing with that juxtaposition of you can't judge a book by its cover, you know. And I didn't get that from Del Toro's. I didn't get that at all. There was some really nice parts in Del Toro's way of doing things. Like there is a specific transition in the way that the aesthetics work between Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster, which again I don't really want to go into here, but I did talk about on that review, because again I don't want to give away any spoilers, but it is, those things are really beautiful and I really like them. but I did, like, as soon as I saw Frankenstein's monster, I was just like, really? Like, really? But he's stunning. He is, like, really fit. What the fuck? Emery's right. There is nothing right about you. How dare you, Biohazard? There is everything right about me. Everything. And as one of my moderators, you should know that I'm always right. Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. I feel like Del Toro missed a lot of messaging in the original. Yeah. Fittenstein. So the review, my review of Del Toro's Frankenstein is literally, it literally says Frankenfitty. That's how I've titled it. Frankenfitty, you know? As a Santa. I was on the front row for the National Frankenstein back in the day. Had John Lee Miller sprint naked towards me. Ah, the memories. Honestly, rare scenario, Francois. Rare scenario, but I'm a little bit jealous. I would love Johnny Lee Miller to pelt full force at me. Tackle a flapping. You know? Forgot to ask, did Tomorrow Valen find all the gifts that Birthday Valen left for them after stream? Greedo did indeed. Woke up in the morning being like, my face tastes like I've tongue punched a badger's asshole. I'm gonna go clean my teeth immediately. Oh god, there is vodka by my toothbrush. Yep, found that one. If there were others, then I don't remember them. And therefore, maybe not. Maybe not. I didn't find anything in the fridge this time. Which there usually was something in the fridge. I'll be able to beat me to another moderation related. Woo! Love the Pirates of Darkwater? Yeah, the Pirates of Darkwater. You have not watched that? The Pirates of Darkwater was a dark fantasy cartoon series of like the mid-90s. And it was excellent. And I couldn't find it anywhere, but I actually have the complete series DVD upstairs. Oh, interesting. Music, shut the fuck up. The Pirates of Darkwater.
The alien world of Mer is being devoured by dark water. Only Ren, a young prince, can stop it by finding the lost 13 treasures of wool. At his side is an unlikely but loyal crew of misfits. At his back, the evil pirate lord Blood, who will stop at nothing to get the treasures for himself. It's high adventure with the Pirates of Darkwater.
The Pirates of Darkwater. Yep, that shit was my bag when I was a plucky young whippersnapper. When I was a plucky young whippersnapper, I watched that all the fucking time. And then I went through because nobody else seems to have watched it. Evidently, there's people here. But because nobody else had seemed to have watched it, like when I was growing up and like when I was going through uni and stuff like that, I genuinely thought I'd just hallucinated the entire fucking thing until I randomly found it. And I was like, oh my fucking god, I need this. And I went out of my way to find a DVD of it. All right. Deep memories. Yeah. It is old school for sure. PG's Penumbra, how you doing? This is the first time I've joined the stream and I'm delighted already. Such a good cartoon. It was amazing. Oh, it was so good. So unbelievably good. I was a big fan of the Pirates of Darkwater back when I was a kid. For sure, for sure. Right, where was I? Also, not for those on PC, vehicles for mobile. Yeah, I assumed that, Iris, but I didn't. This is the first time I've seen it pop up on my dashboard as something that I need to set up. You know, local DJ host, how you doing? How's it going, you beautiful bean? Most of Fair, hello, beautiful individual as well. Pirates of Dark Water, yeah, there we go. Why does Pirates of Dark Water sound familiar? There you go. Well, that was the intro. That was the intro to it in the 1991 is when that released. The old 6-notcher. Don't have a need. Then again, I don't have my car right now either. Aww. There's one line in the book 1. The monster is talking to Victor and he says, I could have been thy Adam. He was referencing a philosophical conversation. Ah, okay, my Wi-Fi. I see. Oh, human beings. I thought we were talking about clitori. This is the thing. If you want to take it, when I turn around and say, you lovely bean, if you want to take it as you're a delightful human being, take it that way. If you want to take it as you're an aesthetically pleasing and delightfully sensitive clitoris, then you're welcome to take it that way as well. Do you know what I mean? I am here for it. I am here to indulge in your interpretation of that phrase. Okay? Okay? I forgot Big Beans in the borrowers. Oh yeah, of course. What's the dub? Yeah. I'm chilling and enjoying your live. I'm glad to hear it, Emma. Glad to hear it, you beautiful individual. Is it more than 5k followers? Yeah. I think I did a calculation. I actually didn't include Twitch, so I should have included Twitch. If I include Twitch, that makes it... I think my overall combined audience of all my platforms now is like 170,000 people, which is fucking mind-boggling to me. Just mind-boggling that many people would be like, yeah, I'm gonna follow this person. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, wild to me, wild. You know, scary numbers, just incomprehensible numbers. Like I can picture exactly how many people 100 people is. I can picture exactly how many people like 1,500 people is. Like that, I'm like, absolutely, because I've done gigs to 100 people. I've done gigs to 500 people. I've done gigs to 1,500 people. The biggest gig I ever did was with my band back in the day, and we played a festival, and that was to like 2,000 to 3,000 people, and I can picture that. But when I'm taking 2,000 to 3,000 people and trying to times it by nearly 100, like that's where my brain just goes, I just can't comprehend the scale of what you're talking here. I can't comprehend that, you know? Mind melting, you know? I'm happy here. I feel like I found my people. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Sweet Mini Wolf, you beautiful bean. It's fine. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that, Pot Double D. Appreciate that. When we're listening to audiobooks in the far end, yeah. I won a pair of knockers for earrings before. Wasn't for fashion reasons. Why not? I mean, I can only encourage, enable, and enthusiastically applaud that. That's why, if I'm honest with you. You know? 158 days until Christmas, but I used Vainmus. God damn it, Stupedia. God damn it. Rude. For those people that don't know, because we've got a lot of new people that have joined us in recent months, Vainmus is where the community take over my stream. Okay? And for this year, we've got like a rule, which means that any in-jokes that happen that crop up in Vainmus, they have to have been in-jokes for the past 12 months. So from like January to December, they have to have been 2026 in-jokes. Because we had a couple before where there was like in-jokes from a few years ago and people didn't really get it. So we're trying to be more understanding and what have you. So yeah, so that's the plan. So one day in December is Vainmus. I have nothing to do with it. I press go live I invite Jam Jar Brain onto the stream. Jam Jar Brain is the face of the community for that stream. They speak to... There is a council of Vainmus, which if people want to get involved in, there's like an entire Discord that's dedicated to it. I have nothing to do with it. It is nothing to do with me whatsoever. But yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It has me equally excited and terrified every year. Excited and terrified every year, you know? It's the only way. It's the only way. When I'm walking my dog, yeah. I don't know how true that could be, but at the same time, everything to do with debauchery was influenced by Byron, yeah. Or the Marquis de Sade, which was a little earlier, if I remember correctly. Whenever I get back to work, it would be great, but I'm not allowed to wear earbuds. Oh, nightmare. Frankenstein as a stage show. Would health and safety be allowed that? I mean, don't know. I've been electrocuted on stage before. What could go wrong? Polidori was the doctor of Byron, and he had the idea of vampires initially.
Stalker.
Not far shot to think it was based on Byron. Interesting, interesting. Thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I don't like to call people out just in case they're lurking, but I appreciate you. Well, I know that vampires. I mean, we did an entire fucking experience on vampires, an entire deep dive on vampires. Vampires started off as wraith-like creatures. They were seen as ghosts more than anything else. Incorporeal, you couldn't really think like wandering zombie creatures. They were more like zombies than they were like how we perceive vampires today. The first real depiction of a noble vampire, the idea that a gentleman, a noble could be a vampire, is initially taken from Bram Stoker. You know, could I have a shout out? No. And just so you're aware, that is the worst way you can publicize yourself. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you are new to Twitch, and that you don't know how to start streaming. You want to get some more people going along. You know what I mean? But the worst way, the absolute worst way, is to ask for a shout out as your first statement. To literally just be like, can I have a shout out? No. No. Explosive Kitten, how you doing? Welcome on in. How you doing, you beautiful individual? I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but thank you, mods. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, thank you, mods. You beautiful individual. Explosive Kitten, I recognize your name. And now I'm going over and I'm clicking that cheeky little follow button because I definitely have seen I've seen some of your makeup on other platforms. And I didn't realize that you that I'd never put two and two together that Explosive Kitten you was Explosive Kitten on things before. So now I follow you, you beautiful bean. I appreciate you. Can I get a shout out for Explosive Kitten, please? They do phenomenal makeup. They do phenomenal makeup. Look at this wonderful bean. Oh, and play Elden Ring, apparently. But yeah, their makeup is... I love it. I love it. But yeah, welcome on in. How you doing, you beautiful individual? Oh, you're very welcome. Very, very welcome. I always love celebrating good makeup artists. Good people who do all the makeup shenanigans, you know? Yeah, so as I was saying, vampires. So vampires were originally ghosts and bits and pieces. Yeah, the first depiction of a vampire being of nobility per se was Bram Stoker, but prior to that, which might be where the Dr. Polidori comes in, it was science that decided that vampires were walking corpses that drank blood. Before that, they were either shambling monsters, undead zombie-like creatures, ghouls, or ghosts, wraiths, you know, depending on which area of Eastern Europe that you really paid attention to, the bits and pieces. But basically what happened was scientists decided that vampires obviously can't be ghosts. That's preposterous. There's no such thing as ghosts. They obviously also live off life essence. Now, the church says that life essence is blood, so they must be drinking blood. It makes sense that they would drink blood through the medium of fangs, like the vampire bat. That kind of makes sense. Let's run with that thing. So if they are walking corpses that have the vampire bat, then maybe we can nail them into... Okay, right, we're getting a better idea. We're getting a better idea than this now. It makes sense. Then you had Bram Stoker being like, if they're walking corpses, what's stopping them from being nobility? Nothing is stopping them from being nobility. And then the first ever, having looked into it, the first ever depiction of a vampire dying because of sunlight, like in the old myths and legends and stuff. Oh, my eyes are itchy today. In the old myths and legends, vampires came out at night because that's when evil roamed the earth. It had nothing to do with like burning up in the sun. It had nothing to do with the fact that they would die in the sun or anything like that. It was entirely to do with nighttime was when evil came out. So the first depiction of a vampire dying... Oh, the adverts have started. But yeah, the first depiction of vampires dying from the sun was Nosferatu. The movie Nosferatu. The first 1912 sepia movie Nosferatu. Because they needed a way to wrap it all up. As I understand it. They already had a Crow TV series back in the 2000s. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. I refused to watch the remake. Even Rochelle Davis was against it, saying they had to leave his legacy alone. Yeah, honestly, Tigger, it's not worth it. I watched it so other people don't have to. Do you know what I mean? I watched it so other people don't have to. I also have to ask, what have you used on your eyes? Because it is staying put and I need to know. Oh, okay. Can you still see me, Explosive Kitten? Because I know that adverts are running and I wasn't sure whether you've been exempt from those adverts or not. They might be like pop-ups around the side before I answer. You can still see me. Huzzah! Generally speaking, I use this stuff. Whoop. Which is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. However, you have turbo, perfect. However, I do something that a lot of people don't do in regards to makeup, which is I put my foundation on over my eyes first. So I do liquid foundation over the eyes, powder foundation over the eyes.
You subscribed. Most kind.
Peach Penumbra, you beautiful being. Thank you very much for coming in the Prime. Give me 2 seconds while I finish my thought process and I'll be right with you. Yeah, so liquid foundation over the eyes, powder foundation over the eyes. If I'm doing any contouring or highlighting of like under the eyes and stuff like that, I do all that stuff. You also do foundation first. Can I do it the other way around? Ah, perfect. I then cover my face with a really... This stuff is great. The e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. Because it's really, really light. Like, it genuinely is... It leaves my face feeling really light and airy. Whereas the other one that I used to use, the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. That stuff I found to be quite heavy on my face. So after a while, it just felt like my face was just, you know how it is if you do a lot of makeup. My face was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm just constantly doing this because I'm trying to move my face a little bit more. Whereas this stuff is really, really, like, really light, really just really fantastic. So I do foundation first, cover my face in this, then do my eyes, and just spray over the eyes afterwards. Some are a little sticky feeling for sure. Yeah, this one definitely isn't. This one's fantastic. It says up to 16 hours wear, but I get dry eyes after about 5 hours and need to take it off. but yeah, but I think that's more down to my eyes and stuff. I have got a new black eyeshadow, which is just like a cheapy black eyeshadow, but I layer my eyeshadow, so I always start with like a really cheap black eyeshadow just to get the shape of it. And then I powder over with a more pigmented black eyeshadow to really bring out the darkness in my soul. You know, that kind of thing. But yeah, there you go. Very welcome, and it also helps me fill the ad break stuff. As I was saying, to all those people that disappeared off for the adverts and stuff, first of all, thank you very much for watching the ads. I really, really appreciate it. Second of all, the first depiction of a vampire dying directly from sunlight was the movie Nosferatu, the black and white movie Nosferatu. black eyeshadow always crease? Do you have particular, I can't remember, do you have particularly like hooded eyes, perchance? The best, if you want to know the best pigmented black eyeshadow that I have ever used in my entire life, Sugar Pill. Sugar Pill have done the best one. I've not been able to get it in the UK recently. You've got a very hurt eyes, pissing me off greatly. I would give Sugar Pill a go. I think you might be all right with Sugar Pill. I thought they were really, really good. Even when I've been wearing them for like hours and my eyes are like this, I always found them to be still quite pigmented. And because it's such a dense black pigment, even if it creases a little bit, it's not visible because the rest of it looks like uniform, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Boy, 2-year-old one, I know nothing about makeup. That's okay. If it's never been your vibe, that's so fair. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not by any stretch of imagination, racing novel. You've got to remember, friends, as I always say, let me do this bit first, and then I'll tell you. Peach Penumbra, you beautiful bean. I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. I'm a little bit behind because of the birthday streams last week, but I will inscribe your name upon the mirror vein. By having your name upon the mirror vein, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all the sexy little emotes, but the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, look in the mirror, and go, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow, you know? You cheeky little devil, you. What I was saying, yeah, I've always said, always said that makeup is not there to cover your face. It is not there to hide your face. It is very much there to accentuate the natural beauty that you always have. Now, if you have not seen my various cavalcade of preachy, delightful dynamics on other social media platforms, allow me to reiterate. Friends, you are beautiful. You don't get a choice over this. You are. All right? This isn't an opinion. This isn't me complimenting you. This is me telling you, due to logical fact, that there are 8.5 billion people in the world, and every single one of them has a different view on what they consider to be beautiful. What you think is beautiful is not what I think is beautiful. What I think is beautiful is not what fucking Jam Jar Brain thinks is beautiful. All right? You are all beautiful. You don't get a fucking choice. You may as well just accept it. Now, when you look in the mirror, okay, you naturally see all of your negative features. The first thing that your eye is drawn to is all the things that you don't like about yourself, all right? But an artist, a beautiful, beautiful artist, will look at their own paintings, and they will see all of the bad brush strokes. They will see all of the imperfections about their painting. Everybody else comes and admires the painting as an entire picture. You are an entire picture, and that picture is beautiful, including all of the parts that you don't like about yourself. Makeup is an accentuation of that beauty. My makeup is not covering my face in order to hide anything. My makeup is there to draw your eyes to my eyes, because I really like people staring in my eyeballs, because I really think the color of my eyes is pretty awesome. I like the fact that I've got this delightful visage. I like the fact that my fucking cheekbones are highlighted by the light and stuff like that. It is there just accentuating elements of my body. It is not hiding a fucking thing. And that is how you should always treat makeup. Makeup is there to accentuate your existence. It is not there to cover up. Okay? There you go. I've got a reputation. Valen Vane, he will bully you into loving yourself. And I fucking will. All right? I fucking will. I will do it. So yeah. You have slate blue eyes. They're really unusual. Interestingly enough, they go a little bit more aqua if I'm out in the sun for too long. They go like a really sort of aqua-y blue. Which is interesting. I always find it fascinating.
Ooh, you little stalker.
Thank you very much for the follow, you beautiful bean. I really like your name. I won't call you out just in case you're lurking, but I love your name. All right? Gonna have to bully my ass harder? I'm okay with this. I can work with that. I can work with that. Don't you fret about it. Don't you fret one iota. How you doing, Biohazard, by the way, you beautiful bean? Was there we go. Don't judge by its cover. Scientist is a monster while the monster is a sweetheart. Written after a party involving ghost stories where Byron was present. The only way to miss the message is if you somehow only read the cliff notes of the books. Yeah, Felly. Honestly. Right, I'm going to whip down a wee bit, friends, because I know I'm really fucking far behind in chat, and I don't like to do that. Do you know what I mean? Not liking you're here, Mrs. Sausage Gravy. Love your name. Love your name. Welcome on in. Ironically, Del Toro wanted to make Frankenstein for a decade or more, hoping to be his magnum opus, according to the interview I read. Oh, fuck's sake. Then he needed to pay more attention to the way that Frankenstein worked, but, you know, hey-ho. Do you know what I genuinely think that Del Toro Frankenstein has done? It is... How do I phrase this? Del Toro's Frankenstein is this year's teenage and young adults generation version of my generation's Underworld and Queen of the Damned. And like, here is a gothic alternative concept that we're going to make really fashionable so that you fall in love with the protagonist. Everything's really, really sexy. It's a little bit out there, a little bit quirky. Yeah. And that's how when I went to see it, me and Chunk went to see it, when me and my housemate went to see it, I was like, there's some beautiful elements of this movie, but it is just reminding me of like teenage fan, like it's the latest teenage goth trend, in my personal opinion. And that isn't a criticism. If you like it, you are welcome to like it. You are absolutely welcome to like it. I genuinely love the fact that you love it 100%. I am very much the kind of person that will indulge you and encourage you to love the things that you love, unless they're mushrooms, because then they should all be set on fire. But other than that one thing, love the things that you love. Absolutely. But I just didn't rate it. I just didn't rate it anywhere near as highly as a lot of people have, you know? For me, the profound message of the original was how much damage neglect can do to a child, which was missed when Del Toro changed it so that the doctor sticks around and abuses the monster after he created it instead of running away from him. That kind of makes sense. Josh. Absolutely. Yeah, it's an interesting one. To say the least. I haven't read the book though, so I'm not sure. I have heard that Del Toro's is a lot more accurate to the book, but I don't know until I read the book, which some of you might be like, Val and Vane, audiobook stream, please. We would like to do the ready bits and pieces. You are all beautiful. You know it, Explosive Kitten. Sadly, you're all beautiful. Or huzzah, your choice. or huzzah. Do you know what? Weirdly, Jamjar, you've reminded me. You saying sadly you're all beautiful has reminded me of a comment that one of my little sister's friends made once upon a time, where she went, I'm really ugly. And I went, you know what I'm like? I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck did you just say? And she went, no, I fucking love it, Valen. I fucking love being ugly. And I was like, this is interesting. Is this fake bravado? And she was like, no. I once upon a time was very, very pretty. I have let myself go, and I fucking love it, because now that I have let myself go, men don't pay attention to me anymore, and it is excellent. And I was like, oh, there is a concept that I need to sit with for a while. I need to just digest that statement. That doesn't make me feel comfortable at all, you know? Says a lot about the misogyny of the system, though, you know? Del Toro missed all the messaging. Managed to flip the story about horrific consequences of hubris and cruelty into a romantic story. Strange take. Yeah. I mean, I've always seen all of those gothic horrors as slightly romantic. I've always seen that. They've got a romance to them, you know? Not that they're any less dreadful, but they've got a romance to them, for sure. For sure. That was not a TV situation back in the 90s. Yeah. Many years ago, exactly. This is the first time I've joined the stream and I'm delightful already. A good cartoon. Yeah, it was great. It was great. Starting some deeper memories. The Pirates of Darkwater. Absolutely. Right, I'm whipping down a wee bit. Me, anytime I'm trying to explain random shows and movies from the early 2000s, feel like a fever dream the entire time. Yeah. Well, I posted that thing in the Discord about the Round the Twist TV show, if anyone remembers. That was fucking wild. You ever felt like this? And strange things happening when you're going round the twist. Don't call me Mr. Celebrity. It weirds me out. For those people that were not here that one stream, we were reporting the scammer that's been using my face as a way to scam people out of money, which is fucking me off. But the only people you can report on TikTok are yourself. So if you want to report somebody's like pretending to be, it's like I'm reporting this person because they're pretending to be me, which you can't do if they block you. So this scammer has blocked me, which means that I can't go on their profile to report the fact that they are pretending to be me. Or you can report a celebrity. A TikTok celebrity seems to be anybody with over 100,000 followers. I discovered this when I was like, we're going to look into it. Let's see what we can do about this situation live on stream. And then I found my name under the celebrity list. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Oh, don't like that. Oh, don't like that. TikTok considered me of a celebrity. Not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, it was a whole thing. It was a whole fucking thing. You deserve all of it. It still weirds me out. It's not imposter syndrome, by the way, friends. It's not imposter syndrome. I work fucking hard. I work really fucking hard. And I have worked very, very hard on content creation for fucking 7 years. You know what I mean? It is nice to be getting the recognition. The idea of being considered a celebrity feels like I am expected to change. And I am not gonna fucking do that. I am not gonna do that. I just, this is the way I am. Fuck it. I don't want people. I think part of it is us as well. Like, being a celebrity feels like I'm suddenly like untouchable. Like I've got to a level where people can't like have a laugh with me or take the piss out of me or can't come over and say hi, you know, if they see me out and about and stuff like that. And I already had that. I already had that when we go to TwitchCon and stuff like that, and I'd be wandering around, and I tend to wander around by myself because I like to go and see all the bits and pieces and socialize with loads of different people and stuff like that. So I already had it when people would message me after the event and they'd be like, oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to come and say hi. And I'm like, why? Why didn't you come and say hi? And they were like, oh, well, you know, I didn't want to bother you. You looked like you might have been busy. I just, you know, sometimes I just get a little bit afraid, like coming over to Valenvane. And I'm like, no, I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude. I'm no different to anybody else, nor is any celebrity. They're all just human beings. Every single one of us. We're pretty much exactly the fucking same. You know, it blows my little mind. Blows my little fucking mind. It really does. It really does. But yeah, so that whole thing of like, I don't know, I get a bit of the ick being, not that we can't joke about it, absolutely, but when it's like, oh, you're a celebrity, I'm like, oh, that feels weird. That feels a bit icky, you know. Yeah, Mr. Celebrity are definitely used. My God. Frankenstein Talk triggered a memory about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, where Mr. Hyde was the good guy and the Doctor was evil. I can't remember what I was watching. That sounds like a really interesting interpretation, Potter Dibble D. That sounds like a really interesting interpretation. It's hard to convince someone to. That's true. That is very, very true. Some of the earliest vampires were root vegetables and gourds. What? What, Frankie D? What are you talking about? Got in the genre distinction between romance and horror. People get really anxious about telling a woman that a man lying down with your bones isn't hot and terrible. Oh yeah, I mean, I think the Gothic genre, especially like Gothic literature, was very much the first depiction where people were like, oh, we can blend eroticism and fear together. Ooh. Ooh. And the fact that we have gone from these dynamics where it's like, ooh, we're getting a little hot under the collar, we're getting a little excited by this concept of this vampire who's a noble, all the way through to hentai tentacles fucking each other, it's a very interesting journey. But, you know, a lot can happen in 100 years. That's a statement that's on the internet forever. Okay. How's it going, Sway? How you doing? How you doing? You rebelling? Thank you very much, Jam Dry. I appreciate that. You hey dumbass. How you doing, Sway? You beautiful man. It was lovely seeing you at the weekend. We will have to go for an actual just cup of tea at some stage, I think. Oh, do you know what? We could just go for cocktails, Sway. We could go for cocktails. We could go for cocktails. Nothing stopping us going for cocktails. I'm up for that. Asking for shout outs always gives awkward school disco vibes. It's just some people just don't fucking get it. They don't get it. I mean, that account was made 13 minutes ago, so I don't think they ever intended to get it. So yeah, it was a whole thing. I just wanted to say that I saw some of your videos on Facebook. Oh, H Vita, welcome on in. How you doing? By accident, I can't stop watching them. Everyone either teaches me something or helps me. You are amazing. H Vita, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Is that how you pronounce your name, by the way? Or Aish Vita, maybe? Let me know how to pronounce your name so I can get it right, please. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, you wonderful being. That's very, very kind of you. The way I see it is I just talk common sense. Or what it feels like common sense to me, you know? But if that helps, then that's amazing. That's amazing. It makes me happy that I am doing something that has assisted you in some way, you know? Night Dweller, hello, you beautiful individual. Yes, my birthday was indeed last week. Last week for sure. Zooey Booey, welcome on in. How you doing? Love my background, Explosive Kitten. This is because I decorate my house like Prince Fuck the Moulin Rouge. That's basically it. My entire aesthetic in life is what happens if the Moulin Rouge fucked the Rocky Horror Picture Show and Prince was a cuck in the corner. Okay, that's a whole thing. Someone's behind in chat. Yeah, I definitely am. All right, I'm trying to catch up a little bit. You know, sometimes when I eat a slice of cantaloupe, pretend I'm a vampire and suck out all the juices. Oh, I love it. Love it. Absolutely. And then we had Makeup Talk. Scar, welcome on in. You sleep well, you beautiful being. Sleep well. You said you were lurking. I appreciate that. Time for me to head out as well. Sorry, seeking. No worries at all. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Emma Dragon as well. Gonna go now because I have to make something to eat. Yeah, go do your bits and pieces. Thank you so much. All you beautiful individuals that are disappearing off. I realize I'm behind in chat, so you've probably already disappeared off anyway. But if you need to go, friends, please go. Please do what you need to do. As much as I love to pander to my own ego through the medium of all of you existing, you got to do what you do. Your life must always come first. Your life must come before every single streamer that exists. Okay? Fuyuto, you beautiful being. Also, disappear off. You wonderful being. I appreciate you. I'd love to do something about the dark circles under my eyes. There are a lot of techniques you can do, Racy Novel, for that. The question is whether you want to or not. It is never, ever, ever too late to get into makeup. It is never too late to get into makeup. At all. You might feel, I would say that the longer that you leave it, the more that you will feel self-conscious about it when you're first wearing it and stuff like that. But it is entirely possible to just do a little bit, maybe just like a little highlighter. If you've got like it after the weekend, you can kind of see like the shadows. Hold on. Boop. You can kind of see the shadows just here under my eyes there. That's because I've had sweet fuck all sleep and I've been drinking a lot over the weekend, okay? And the way that I've done that is a layer of... The way I've got rid of the darkness that has been hanging around. This is actually a lot better than it was. The way I've got rid of the darkness is liquid foundation makeup, and you don't have to do the full face. You could just put like a little bit of liquid foundation under the eyes. Then I put white eyeshadow over the top of it, and then I finished it off with my normal powder foundation just to ease it all out. And that has got rid. It hasn't got rid of like the dips, as you can see, like especially where the light's hitting this one here, and like a little bit of the shadowing here. But that might just be a little bit of my eyeshadow walking. But you can kind of see where they are, but the color still blends into the rest of my face, so they become less visible, less obvious, you know? That's the way I deal with it. There are other people, there are so many makeup tutorials online that will be able to help you if you are interested. It is never too late to play around with makeup. It's also not a problem to buy a load of makeup, play around with it for a little bit, then wash it all off your face and go out. If you don't feel confident in it. But I would say that the more that you do it, the more confident you will feel in it, and the better it will be for you and your self-confidence, in my humble opinion. You know? Demunia, thank you very much. Thank you, Max Wattage, for that gift sub. I really appreciate it. 6-year-old also have no clue how to do makeup, no matter how many videos or tutorials I watch. When I put it on, I look horrible. You don't. Ice Vita, you don't look horrible. You don't look horrible. You think you look horrible because you are not used to it. And this is where makeup gets into psychology. Ooh, let's talk about it. So, our psychology, our existence as human beings, we are used to our faces looking a very specific way because we see our face every single day. We wake up, we look in the mirror when we're cleaning our teeth or what have you. We see our face every single day. Every single day, our face looks a very specific way. The moment that you start playing with makeup and stuff like that is the moment that you are changing your face. So your face automatically looks unnatural to you, to your own eyes. You automatically look unnatural because you're like, oh, well, I've put stuff on my face and now I don't look like myself anymore because I look this specific way that I've always looked. It's in exactly the same way that my face, my personal face, looks a little bit weird when I'm not wearing makeup. Because I wear makeup for every stream, for every time I'm videoing like Instagram shorts or TikToks or what have you. Anytime I'm videoing like a YouTube video or preparing some other bits and pieces that I've got going around. This is like my go-to standardized like makeup look. As a result, I spend most of my waking hours in this kind of makeup look or similar. So my natural face looks a little unusual to me. It's not that it is unusual. It's not that it's ugly. It's just that I'm not used to it because I'm used to my face looking in a very specific way, if that makes sense. Now we're talking dirty. Yeah, exactly. Now, that is basic psychology in regards to the difference. No, Mel, I haven't done it yet. That is basic psychology in regards to the difference of what you look like and what you expect yourself to look like when you are wearing makeup. All right. On top of that, there is always the dynamic of talent and skill. Sometimes people are very naturally talented with makeup. I am not naturally talented with makeup. I know it's hard to believe, but I was never naturally talented with makeup. All of my makeup, all the ability that I have is all because I practiced and practiced and practiced and did it day after day after day after day and just kept doing it. All right. It is entirely down to practice. So that's your second point. The first point is the psychology of how you look. The second point is practice makes perfect. And the third point, and the most important point, is the fact that society that we live in is designed to make you feel shit about your own appearance. It is specifically designed to make you feel shit about yourself. Because if you feel shit about your appearance, you will spend money on things that will make you feel less shit about your appearance. Because we live in a fucking capitalist world. Somebody said the other day that the most rebellious thing that a person can do in 2026 is love themselves. Because the world wants you to hate yourself because you will spend more money. It is never too late to start makeup. But don't expect it to be like life-changing scenario. Expect it to be a small accentuation. Just a little something. Start with something small. Get used to that. Then move on to something bigger. Get used to that. Then move on to something bigger. Then get used to that. Then try something different. Get used to that. Not everything's going to work, but makeup can accentuate every single human being's personal aesthetics if they want them to. Completely believe that. Completely agree with it. It is a whole thing. Every single human being in the entire world can have their already beautiful faces, because you are all beautiful, we talked about this, accentuated through the medium of makeup. Okay? That was the first Instagram video I saw of yours, and you just popped up on my feed one day. There you go, Potter Double D. Absolutely. Absolutely. Self-love is the new punk. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. 100%. How you doing, Plain Toast No Jam? How you doing, you beautiful being? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. One of my tricks foiled. Foiled already. No. If I ever think I'm looking terrible, I remind myself that I'm not my type. It's very true. It's very, very true. Absolutely. 8.5 billion people, but not a single one of us are the same. We are all one in 8.5 billion. Sweet Mini Wolf. Every single one of us is unique in 8.5 billion people. In hundreds of billions of life forms. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God, yeah. Slate blue eyes, they're really unusual. Yeah. They do change as, like, sun and bits and pieces. But, yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. For sure. I sent your beautiful video to a few people and mentioned that you were known to bully people into loving themselves. Millen, I'm very glad to hear it. Turns out people like sassy me. I get really sassy over certain things. I recently did a video on the Virgin Mary and got criticized for it because people were like, oh, well, what about Jesus spoke Aramaic, not Hebrew? And I'm like, he was a Jew, he spoke Hebrew. But I looked up the all of the bits and pieces, but because of the fact that I'd been called out, and as any of you beautiful people who have been around for a little while, you will all know I am perfectly fine with being wrong. I am happy to be proven wrong. I am absolutely happy to look into bits and pieces and correct my ways of thinking, 110%. But when people call me out for being wrong and it turns out that I am right, I can't help but get a little bit sassy. I can't help myself. I'm just going to get a little bit sassy. Okay? It's just going to be one of those things that people have to deal with. So I got a little bit sassy, and there was quite a few comments across all the platforms that were just like, yeah, we like Sassy Valen. We like Sassy Valen. He's funny. Gonna take more than a month of bullying to change a lifetime of low esteem, my dear. Good thing I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, Tigger. Absolutely will do for 200%. One thing I would suggest, though, if you're all listening, we joke about every morning you've got to roll over, look in the mirror and say, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good? As like a mantra. I suggest you do it. Like, literally do it every single morning. The worst that'll happen is you'll giggle because it'll remind you of this community. Every single morning. Just say, God, do I look rough? But God damn, do I make rough look good as you look in the mirror. Just. I'm not even lying to you. I said it as a gimmick. And then a member of the community messaged me and said, I say it every morning because it really helps me out. Because even if I don't feel it, it makes me smile because it reminds me of this community. And I went, cool, then it's staying. And we have had it ever since. Every single time somebody subscribes, we've had it ever since. You know? Caution with the sound off, but which is not a criticism, but it's not for me. Oh, my videos? Yeah. People who know the story of Frankenstein that think that Frankenstein is the monster. People who know the story of how Frankenstein is the monster. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, subscribed. Most kind.
Plain Toast No Jam coming in with a brand new Tier 1 subscription, taking us that one step closer to the 60-40 split. You beautiful human being. That's very, very kind of you. Let me grab the Mirror of Vane. Oh, I'm a little bit behind, but I will inscribe your name upon the Mirror of Vane, because last week was birthday week, and therefore it got a little bit chaotic. But I will inscribe your name upon the Mirror of Vane. By having your name upon the Mirror of Vane, it means you get access to my personal Snapchat. Not a bum Snapchat, you cheeky devil. And of course, you get access to all those sexy little emotes. But the most important thing is you go roll over every morning, all of you, every morning, look in the mirror and go, God, do I look rough? But goddamn, do I make rough look good? Ooh, sexy. Oh, yes, meow. You know? Let's talk about Underworld, not my videos. No worries. I got you. Absolutely, Peaches. For sure. Will do. Glad to hear it. Plain Toast No Jam. Glad to hear it, my friend. Right, I'm going to whip down a wee bit, friends, because I am real far behind. Frankenstein was romantic in the sense that it's both horror and a tragedy. Give it a very philosophical tone. The romance, you can see, so very easy. It should have been for the monster to be a good man. But the horror and tragedy are both Victor's doing. Hubris and cruelty. Yeah. Yes. Tin of Ginge, how you doing, you beautiful individual? I'm cashing in a cheeky kisses. Are you still here, Tin of Ginge? 17 minutes ago? Fucking hell, I'm 17 minutes behind in chat. Are you still here, Tin of Ginge? Perchance. And Mel Sinerf, are you still here? And Live View, welcome on in. Or Live View, are you still here? 3 people that have been said things in the past like 40 minutes, and I have been get caught up in the bits and pieces, you know. Tin of Ginge, come here, cheeky devil. What do you like claiming cheeky kisses? Mel Sinerf is also here. Give us that smaller, you know it. Look at you coming over here, getting close and personal. Getting tantalizing. Oh my God, you cheeky little devil. You cheeky little devil. How scandalous you are, getting all close and personal, getting all up in my business. Good Lord. What do you like, you insatiable devil, you? Oh, good Lord. Coming over here, getting all hot under the collar. Outrageous, I tell you. Absolutely bloody outrageous. You know? And Live You, welcome on in. How you doing? Still here. Glad to hear it. 44 minutes. You've been waiting the longest time. 44 minutes you redeemed a vanity promo, which means I need to talk about myself. And I'm going to talk about my merch store. Is what I'm going to talk about. I recently was criticized on my merch store, so that's a good one. People were asking, or I was asked, that somebody said they went onto my merch store and they were expecting more of the kind of outfits that I wear, which is hard because that means I've got to start my entire own merchandise line, like a fashion line, which is ridiculously expensive. So I can't do that. The reason why we do the merch the way we do it is because it means that people can wear some bits and pieces that they feel good about, that can make them feel represented, and bits and pieces. We have a lot of different designs. We have a whole variety of different designs, from LGBTQIA stuff to funny stream related stuff to like specifically specific aesthetically pleasing designs that I do wear myself. That kind of thing. So there are a lot of things on there. And remember, friends, if you are a subscriber, as long as you are have your Twitch linked, or you log in via your Twitch, whichever it happens to be, you will automatically get a discount on the merch store just by being a subscriber here. And that includes if you have been gifted a subscription. So if you've been gifted a subscription, that, from what I understand, that discount still applies. So if you're interested, it's there. There is no pressure. There is no obligation. There is no expectation. It's just a happy little benefit of being a subscriber is the fact that you do get discount on the merchandise store if you're interested, you know? We do have some other designs going onto the merch store very, very soon as well. Probably by like the middle of August, middle to the end of August, there will be brand new designs on the merch store, because yeah, I've got some extra stuff that I can throw out there. Because why not? Because why not? You know. Wow, vampires and tentacles. What did you join in on? Exactly, Fire. Exactly. I was talking about the way that the association of gothic horror was the first time that people felt they could be romantic about things that they're afraid of. And the modern day extent of that is hentai tentacles. You know, it all makes sense in the end. Gotham romance mix, Addams Family all the way. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. For sure. We can indeed have alcohol. We are old. It's true. It's very true, Robinson Crusoe. I am a haggard individual. Behold, yeah, my wonderful times I've been having. My friend Robinson Crusoe came over and said that we could go for a cocktail. I got a little bit excited because I heard the word cock and my arsehole became instantly pre-lubricated, and I had a wonderful experience. Then I realized it was all about fruity alcohols. You're probably the oldest here. I don't know, a pot of double D. I think the oldest member of the community that I am aware of is 88. To my knowledge. I won't say who that person is. Because it's not fair to out them like that if they're not comfortable with sharing their age. But I know that the oldest member of the community that we've had is 88. So yeah. And I know that the youngest member of the community is 18 years old, because I know that for a fact because they came into my stream 5 years ago, and I did my usual shit of being like, hey, if you're under 18, you've got to leave. And they were like, oh, I'm 13. I'll leave now, but can I come back in 5 years? And we were like, yeah, absolutely, not a fucking problem. And they did come back in 5 years. We banned them to make sure that they weren't just watching me while they were off stream and stuff like that. But they messaged through to the Discord, and they did an unban request, and they were like, hey, I've just turned 18. I would really like to come and rejoin the community if that's all right. And they've popped in a couple of times since then. Seem to be a really nice person. Seems to be really fucking cool. So I know that, like, when I say that we have like one of the widest age ranges, that's where I'm like, that's where my brain is. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, we literally go from 18 to 88. 70-year age gap between our youngest and our oldest community members. You know? Which is wild to me. Wild to me. Hello again, Night Dweller. How you doing, you beautiful bean? Whipping down a wee bit. How far down? Oh, good lord. Okay, right. I'm going to try and catch up a little bit. Sunrider, how you doing? How's it going? My mother has always told me that I'm too pale and I need color, even if on my lips, but I cannot stand the feel of makeup. I've worn it a handful of times in my life as a bridesmaid. I can't wait to wash it off. Then don't wear it. You might find, Sunrider, that there are like certain things in makeup, instead of like having the powders and the layers of fucking things here, like a little bit of eyeliner, you know, a little bit of like you can get like lip salves that are like slightly color tinted, for example. How's it going, Evil Marksman? How you doing? A little wild van, exactly. Yeah. You can get like color tinted lip salves or lip balms and stuff that just add a little bit of color, if you feel comfortable with stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Speaking of the beautiful thing, my mental state has been crummy the past week, but Saturday and today said, fuck it, deify yourself and become the deity you know you are. And here we are, all deified, even though I want to just curl up into a little ball. I may mentally feel like a tomato soup, but physically I look both of my religions could worship me at a moment's notice, and that's what matters. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know? Dyed my hair bright pink a couple of days ago. Huzzah! And does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel wonderful, Caro? Does it make you feel exquisite now you've got bright pink hair? Yeah? Hearing that mantra my first time in this stream is what caught my attention. and made me feel that this is a positive sort of place that I want to be. I don't believe it yet when I say it to myself, but it does make me smile. Baby steps, absolutely. 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 There is a certain level of, when it comes to self-confidence, there's a certain level of fake it till you make it. I always talk about the fact that the vast majority of my self-confidence came from one night, a single night. And that video is actually available on my YouTube channel, Thirst and Vanity, if anybody is ever interested in watching the thing. But it did majoritively come from one night. But that was the decision that I made. The decision I made was from that night. The decision was, I am no longer going to put myself down. Every single time I put myself down, I'm going to tell myself to shut the fuck up, and I'm going to say that I'm beautiful. Even if I don't believe it. Even if I don't believe it. Every single time I say something negative about myself, or I look in the mirror and I think something negative about myself, I'm going to instantly say, shut the fuck up, Valen. And I'm going to force myself to say something that I like about myself. Every single fucking time. And now I'm a happy-go-lucky scamp that's filled with excessive levels of sexual ardor. You know? You know? I feel so giddy when you do the close-ups. I'm not surprised, Wheezy Gal. I'm not surprised getting all close and personal with my delightful visage, you know? And don't get me wrong, by the way, friends. I still, even now, with this level of self-confidence, I still have self-confidence issues. When I look in the mirror, I still see all of the negative things, all the things that I don't like about myself, every single fucking time. But I instantly, as I do it, I go, that's all right. It doesn't matter. Because the entire picture works. The entire picture works. It doesn't matter that one thing that isn't quite right, because the entire picture works. It doesn't matter that my ears are slightly lopsided, because the entire picture works. Doesn't matter. You know? Yeah, I know. Tell them personalized valing is a high-level Patreon pack. Could you imagine? I will come in and I will change your entire aesthetic. The thing is that a lot of this stuff is like printed t-shirts and stuff, and I don't wear printed t-shirts as much these days. I used to wear them all the time, but I don't wear them as much these days because the style that I like is very different. The style that I like isn't expensive. The outfit that I am currently wearing was not an expensive set of outfits, you know, by any stretch of the imagination. The only thing that was expensive is this waistcoat, because that was custom made, and actually I didn't pay anything for it because a friend made it and went, I think this would look really good on you, would you have it? And I went, yeah, absolutely. You know, that return story was really nice. Yeah, it was really, really adorable. Really, really adorable. I love how careful and respectful and consensual the community is. Yes, we are. It's not always been that way, Wheezy Gal. It's not always been that way, but through some careful cultivation, we have managed to make sure that the community is very supportive and respectful of each other. We might not always agree with each other, but we can always respect. We can agree to disagree, or we can respect that other people have different opinions, even if we don't agree with them. You know what I mean? Lopsided ears. Wow, that's the first time I'm hearing that. Funny thing to notice. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, that doesn't look like a massive difference. Doesn't look like a massive difference at all. But I look at the camera and I'm like, yeah, of course, they're perfectly in line. What the fuck am I talking about? And then I get really close up. And I'm like, no, there's like a good centimeter there. There's like a good centimeter difference between my ears, where one of them is significantly lower than the other. Can twist it, but then my face is all different. If I sit straight like that, there's a good centimeter difference between my lopsided ears. There you go. There's me pointing out one of my errors, one of my flaws. Not to mention my teeth. My mother had 3 sets of teeth. She had her baby set of teeth, then she had her adult set of teeth, and then she had another adult set of teeth. I had 3 sets of teeth in certain parts of my mouth and 1 set of teeth in other parts of my mouth. My genetic defect was definitely my teeth. Could have had them all braced up and capped up and looking all perfect, but fuck it. I like the fact that my teeth give me character, you know? And I also very much appreciate the fact that my willingness to be so imperfect and yet so confident has actively helped other people with their self-confidences, because they're like, well, Valen's not perfect and he knows he's not perfect, and yet he still has that level of confidence. And he's very obvious about the fact he's not perfect. I'm very open about the fact that I'm like, yeah, these are... Hold on, look at this. You ready? This is something that I would spend a long time being like, no, I can't fucking show anybody my teeth ever. Oh my God. Oh, this is the worst. You ready? Bottom teeth? Fine. I have a missing tooth here, where it just never existed from the, never existed. Had baby tooth, never had a top tooth. This tooth is a little peg tooth, which should be a full tooth, but instead it just grew out into a little peg. I've had 2 sets of wisdom teeth that have pushed my teeth forward, but because, you know, I could, what have you. My teeth are fucked. But, and that I spent years and years of my life being self-conscious of that, and trying to hide my teeth as much as I possibly could, because I was too proud to go and get braces, because I fucking hated braces. Nothing against people that have braces, just for me, I wasn't happy to do it. And then I was like, well, now I've made a terrible decision because I can't have braces, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, it doesn't fucking matter. I am here. I have this level of self-confidence. I have my fucky teeth. I have my weird lopsided ears. You know, there is plenty of me that is not perfect. Exactly. I wouldn't be me without these teeth. But more specifically, it's really important to recognize the fact that these things are not perfect. These things are things that I'm self-conscious of. And despite that, I still have this level of self-confidence. I still think, yes, I am a beautiful person. Even if I don't always think that I am beautiful, there are days when I wake up and I'm like, oh my fucking God, your age is showing. Doesn't matter, still a beautiful person. And the point is, shut the fuck up, music. The point is, every single one of you is the same. Each one of you is beautiful, and each one of you has your own imperfections, and each one of you has the entire ability to be as confident as I am about myself with my imperfections, with the things that I am self-conscious of. You have that ability. If I can do it with all of my fucked up shit that I was going through, then you can also go through it and feel self-confident and be worthy of that. You deserve, people talk about, oh, you deserve love. You deserve self-love. You deserve to love yourself. Before anybody else loves you, you deserve to love yourself. Okay? You listening? You little shits? You listening? All right. There you go. Checks own ears in the mirrors, yeah. I still dress like a college student. Eventually I might revamp my wardrobe. If it makes you feel good about yourself, plain toast, no jam, why bother? If it makes you feel good about yourself, why bother? Doesn't fucking matter if it makes you feel good about yourself. I can't stand myself, but I love how you make me challenge that through how you challenge yourself on it. Oh, I always do. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is like people talk about like being genuine and stuff on the internet. And this is like kind of the way that I am genuine on the internet. By being like, actually, I am just as fucked up as everybody else. But that doesn't stop me from being self-confident. That doesn't stop me from loving myself. That doesn't stop me from pushing forward and being ambitious and being proud of myself, you know? I have one ear further down than the other. One of my eyes is football shaped and the other one is rugby shaped. Well, I have the rugby shape. Both of mine are rugby shaped. Sweet mini wolf. Both of mine, I've got astigmatism, that's the one. Steph Gibson, welcome on in. How you doing? Now I have to check my own ears. And here I thought my nose was my biggest issue. Literally. No. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what your biggest issue is. You can still have the self-confidence that I have. Regardless of imperfections. You know what I mean? Perfection is a myth. Abso-fucking-lutely. And more specifically, sweet mini wolf, what is my perfection is not what your perfection is. Perfection is entirely down to opinion as well. It's entirely down to opinion. You know? At least we know how to differentiate between you and your doppelganger. This is true. This is true. You can't grow this in a vat. You know what I mean? You know? Interesting fact is that someone who draws pinups, if you made your face symmetrical, you would look strange to pretty much every other human. Perfect symmetry is actually alien. It looks actually alien to human brains. Yeah, there was a filter on TikTok that used to do that, where you could like it would mirror half of your face to make you look perfectly symmetrical. It was interesting, an interesting one to say the least. Had all of mine put back in 2017. Best thing I ever did because the migraines were fucking horrible. Entirely fair. Entirely fair for sure. I'm missing both those teeth. Called my bunny teeth. Yeah, I think it's cute. Ah, fucking love that. Love that. Keep thinking it's cute. It's the best way forward for sure. Had to get my teeth fixed for functional issues. Yeah. Tried to get the dentist to give me a gap between my front teeth that I always had, and he vetoed it. But yeah, always felt really self-conscious. Aww. That's... If it wasn't for a medical professional thing, then I have an issue with other people making decisions on my behalf if it's not absolutely essential. But then I am also an antagonistic fuck. You know? Had to get my teeth fixed for functional issues, which is entirely fair, functionality issues. But if you could have kept the gap in the front of your teeth, then why was that not allowed? Do you know what I mean? If that's what you wanted. My ears are big, but I learned to move mine back by wiggling them every morning in front of a mirror, and now I can't move them. Now you can move them independently. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, I can dislocate my jaw, but I don't think that's the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing at all, Midgard. You know? Preach, look. This is the thing, Weezy Gal. As much as I know that it is preachy, I'm very well aware of the fact that this is just how I see it. I'm just like, no, stop being fucking harsh on yourself. Stop being harsh on yourself, you know what I mean? I feel bullied, but in a good way. Exactly. This is it. Hello, it's Colo. My dear friend, Hello, it's Colo. Raided over, like one of the earliest times that Colo raided over to us. She was like, how do I describe Valen? Okay. Valen, he's the kind of person that will bully you into loving yourself. And it's an 18+ channel. And I was like, that's accurate. That is 100% accurate. That is exactly the kind of person that I am. That is exactly what I'm about. And I love it. I can't deny a single bit of that, you know? So yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Bloody loved it. It's great. It's just had a little conversation, all that in your Discord. Have some issues lately, but these lot are just amazing people. Absolutely, this community is phenomenal. I talk about this all the time. The fact that I'm really, really happy with this community. Really happy with the way that you all support each other and build each other up and hype each other and what have you. But a lot of people put a lot of that credit on me, and it's not. I'm just the face of the community. I'm just like the fucking big flag in the middle, being like, oh, look at that. We're going to go meet at the flag. Everyone meet at the flag. We're going to meet at the flag. And everyone comes and meets at the flag and what have you. But the actual support, the actual backbone, the actual dynamics of this community all come from you lot. You lot being wonderful, wonderful people and supportive people and hype people and just genuine gems of human beings. This community is not me. I am the fucking figurehead of the community. I'm the big flag in the middle of the community, so everyone knows where to fucking like go to. But the community as a whole is you lot. You are the people that have made this community worthwhile, for sure, for sure. Jam Jar, I love your face. I'm gonna reject your sex education question from 14 days ago because I realized that it's been 2 weeks and I still haven't answered it. So you can have all your points back and we can talk about it some other time. For sure, for sure, for sure. You know? If you walk into a room like a rock star, everyone will feel yeah. Do you know what, Somersault? Adverts again. I don't know what. Somersault, if you can see me because of the adverts, please let me know. Please let me know. Still unanswered. Well, Jam is a wonderful being in the regards that Jam will every so often just throw something out there being like, here's a topic of conversation that's quite interesting. And Jam's really cool in the regards that doesn't really matter if we don't answer it there and then. It's just like we can answer it another day. But after 2 weeks, I just feel a little bit guilty about it. So I'm like, I'll give you your points back and then you can you can use them another time for something else. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do it now. Can't. It's against my religion. Cthulhu won't allow it. Oh my god, there was Pirates of Darkwater computer games. Fuck me, I might have to go find those. I've just seen them. I saw you put pictures and I was just like, what the fuck are you talking? Oh no, Pirates of Darkwater. That's amazing. I might have to look at that. I have to see if we can find those. That's a great caption for a t-shirt. You can't grow this in a vat. Not bad. Not bad. I like it. Thanks. I had to give up salads for the moment due to a stupid parasite, but there are other healthy and tasty things to eat. Most certainly. I've been recently getting into muesli and yogurt, which I never thought I would ever get into, but here we are. I mean, medical professional deciding that a medical thing is a medical thing against you is also a strong thing. Example, husband stitch. Ooh, Snowdenchi. Don't get me fucking started on that one. Don't get me fucking started on that one. Ooh. Yeah, I truly believe in bodily autonomy. That a person should have the right to do with their body as they see fit. As they see fit. No matter what that happens to fucking be. The idea of somebody else doing something to somebody's body, especially in situations like the husband stitch. Okay, I need to explain the husband stitch because I realize that some people will have no idea what the husband stitch is. Welcome back from all the ads of you beautiful individuals. I'm about to explain something pretty gross and quite misogynistic, but just giving you a heads up. I was just wondering, Somersault, if you can still hear me, or if you're back from the adverts, just let me know so that I can answer your statement about being a rock star, because I've got a great opinion, but a slightly different. On Toasted, you're here, fantastic. So the whole thing about walking into a room like a rock star, absolutely. Walking into a room like a rock star will absolutely do that. The downside to that is the fact that everyone gets out of your way. I went to a poetry night of all things the other night. I didn't realize it was a poetry night. I went to the poetry night to see some friends, thinking it was just a bar, and then there was a poetry night. And as I walked in, this woman talked to me afterwards, and she'd spoken to my friend who I went to meet, and they were like, "Oh my god, you know this guy?" And he was like, yeah, I do, yeah. Like, what? And they were like, oh my god. He walked in, and he was just the aura he had, the command. I felt intimidated. I wanted to say hi, but I didn't feel like I could. I didn't feel like I was worthy of saying hi. So it's like that. Absolutely, walk into a room with all of the fucking confidence of a rock star, 110%. But the downside is that people that are quite fun people might be too intimidated to come say hi. Do you know what I mean? It was actually Robinson Crusoe, who was in the channel, who was the first person to ever describe me as intimidating to my face. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean intimidating? She was like, your confidence, just your raw confidence, is super intimidating to a lot of people. And I was like, oh shit, well fuck. Right, well, I was just about to talk about the husband stitch. Let me explain for people that might not know what the husband stitch is. So in certain places in the world, yeah, you're also a dicko. That is true. I am. I mean, I haven't changed that much, to be fair. In certain places in the world, it is quite common in America, to my knowledge, and some other places as well. When a person with a vulva gives birth, let's say it's a stereotypical husband-wife scenario. Everyone's cisgender, just for the ease of the comparison here, okay, or the explanation here. So husband and wife have a baby together. The baby is delivered in hospital. Generally speaking, when a person with a vulva gives birth, there is a good chance that they will either be cut very slightly, or they will naturally tear in order to be pushed out, in order to push the baby out. Serious topic conversation? Yeah, absolutely. Fair enough. Possible trigger warnings. Yeah, we do have that. That's fair. That is fair. This is just to explain the situation when I'm talking about what a husband stitch is. You know what I mean? So usually, it's not always the case, because, you know, flesh is very flexible, so like it can be very elasticated and stuff like that. But generally speaking, when it comes to giving birth, the vulva is known to either stretch and slightly tear, or stretch and people be cut, in order to give more room for the baby's head to come out. The baby's head and shoulders and knees and toes, okay? The husband stitch, and I hope that this makes you as angry as it makes me. The husband stitch is when the doctor sews that wound shut, sews the cut shut, or sews the tearing shut, and stitches a little higher in order to make the vagina, or the vulva, the vaginal canal, tighter for the husband. Which is fucking disgusting. AKA the extra stitch. Exactly, Mirror Jade. Exactly. The idea that once they've given birth, like, that amount of stretching is going to ruin the vagina, despite the fact that that's not the way the fucking bodies work. As somebody who has had sex with a mother before, as somebody who has had sex a lot with a mother before, I can tell you right now, there is no fucking difference. There's no fucking difference. There is a recovery period in regards to after somebody has given birth. Obviously, it takes a while for certain parts of the anatomy to go back to the way that they were, or to heal up to a certain level and what have you. You know, you can do certain exercises. There is physiotherapy. There's pelvic floor exercises, stuff like that. There are a whole set of dynamics in that regard that can help with the rejuvenation of that part of your anatomy. Okay? But speaking as a certified motherfucker, exactly, Frankie D, speaking as a certified motherfucker, it doesn't make a blind bit of fucking difference. I would even go so far as to say that the husband stitch is genital mutilation and cruelty. Psychological fucking cruelty. Some of you may realize that I'm quite passionate about this. All right, so, some of you may have realized that I'm a little bit passionate about this. Just a little bit. So that's to explain what the husband stitch is, just in case people weren't aware of it. I can see by some of the reactions we have in chat that some people had no fucking idea, like, what that was, which is entirely fair. Why would you know? If it's not something you've ever come across, absolutely fantastic. But why would you know? You know? So yeah, we'll go back to our normal screen so that you can all see the chat and bits and pieces, and we can talk a little bit further about it. But yeah, like that, when I say don't get me started, that's because I get really passionate. I get real passionate. I get very enthusiastic about the hatred of misogyny and bodily autonomy. The fact that, like, if for example, if a person with a vulva was like, do you know what, can you stitch me up a little bit tighter now that I've had a baby, and they did it themselves, no criticism. Not a single fucking criticism in the world. That is your body. You do what the fuck you want with your body. It's your body. If it's specifically for the benefit of your partner, fuck you. Fuck everything that is going on there. Fuck the entire scenario. Strip that doctor of their medical license. Slap them, push them off a cliff. Fucking done. Do you know what I mean? It's genital mutilation. I completely agree. You are changing the genitals in a way that is not beyond medical that is beyond medical necessity. Therefore, it is genital mutilation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Brave Emily Technical. How you doing, you beautiful bean? How you doing? Sister Honey as well. Hello, you cheeky devil. How was your day after your birthday stream? It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. Friday wasn't too bad, no. I was gaming on the Friday night, so I was like round at my friends to play some roleplay games on Friday night, which tends to be the way that we do bits and pieces. Then on Saturday night, I went out and got absolutely obliterated again. Absolutely obliterated again, but yeah, doing all right, doing okay. Can confirm, felt weird and intimidating to tell you hi, and you said hi to me first. Yeah, I'm never going to understand it, Eris, but it was slightly different with you because I knew you were going to be there. So when I saw you, I was like, okay, you haven't come over to say hi to me, so maybe you're feeling a bit uncomfortable about that. I'll come and say hi to you and break the ice, and that'll make it a little bit easier. It's a little bit different in regards to like people I either don't know or I don't know what they look like. That can be more problematic because like I don't know to go over and say hi to them and break the ice. Do you know what I mean? Soon, a lot of people tell me I seem intimidating and ready to yell at any moment. No way. It's like one of my oldest, I would go to a concert and bands she likes, and she was nervous to go up and talk to them, and I'd say, if you don't go up there, I will. Worked every time. Love that. Love that. Your personality reminds me exactly like my brother, and people think he's intimidating too. Yeah, I've never understood it because, but then I live with it every day, you know? I live with it every day. I was a little nervous to say hi the first time I met you, but I have since then, and I don't care. I'll ask for a hug now rather than shy away. Good. That's the thing. Is like when people turn around and go, oh, this fucking Valen Vane TikTok celebrity. I'm like, yeah, this is weird. Don't let that ever stop you from coming over and saying hi, friends. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. What the fuck? Yeah, Steph. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's awful, isn't it? Absolutely fucking awful. They did it here years ago. It's absolutely fucking awful. Yeah. I don't think they're allowed to do it in the UK anymore, to my knowledge. I think it's now actively illegal to do it in the UK. But I know it's still a thing elsewhere in the world for sure. Yeah, Mavis, exactly. And usually detrimental to one's health because it causes so much pain and often additional tearing. Yeah. It's sexual assault, in my opinion. It causes sexual dysfunction. It certainly can cause sexual dysfunction. Qualia, 100%. It certainly can do. It can cause sexual complications if things don't heal right or what have you. In regards to sexual assault, the only reason I am apprehensive about giving it that is because of the legal terminology. Legally, it probably falls more in line with genital mutilation, which legally has to be separate from sexual assault because of the way that the legal system works. I'm ashamed I got this far in life and didn't know that was a thing. 2, now I need to go fight their ridiculous notion that we can do stuff. The body bounces back. It's literally what it's made to do. Damn it. Absolutely. Absolutely, for sure. How this is done to women infuriates me more than I can express. Good. That is the correct response, Brave Emily Tentacle. That is the correct response. Well, that is right. Did read an account once of a husband losing it on his wife's doctor, who did it without even talking to either of them. Good. I'd fucking, well, if I was with if I had theoretically a wife and we had a baby and that was done without well, I mean, fuck it, regardless, if that was done without consulting my wife, my theoretical wife, I'd be like, cool, I'm coming for your medical license. I am coming for your medical license, and not only am I coming for your medical license, I am going to be very public about it. I'm going to use my combined audience of 170 odd thousand people to be very, very public about your misogyny until you are forced to leave the medical practice. There is no dynamic. People like I was talking to a few friends of mine and recently realized that within there are certain people or a specific person in our friendship group that has the nuclear codes to the friendship group. They know, everybody tells them everything, and they know who could cause, like they're the kind of person that is like, you don't want to fuck them off, because if you do, they're just going to go, yeah, nuke everybody. And then I realized that I am one of those nuclear warheads. I am one of those people. I am one of those people because I am absolutely the kind of person that's like, right, I'm going to say the things that need to be said and don't give a fuck about the consequences. I am also the kind of person that if I feel passionate about something, that I will see it through to the end, no matter how long it takes. If I feel truly passionate about it, it is going to be a long old haul, and I'm in it for the long run. And in those scenarios, I feel like that would be the situation. I'd be like, cool, I'm coming for your medical license, and I don't care how long it takes. I'm gonna fuck up your life like you tried to fuck up my partner's life. Fuck you. You know? By voice, you can make sure you won't get in for 6 months. Yeah. Genital mutilation, absolutely. Need particular surgery. So you need a particular surgery to be tighter. The husband's stitch will just give you vestibulitis. Yeah. Also, there's no need. Unless there is a specific medical condition that you have that affects your vaginal canal in a way that could affect the elasticity of it, or there could be some like muscle damage there, or muscle atrophying if in certain circumstances in regards to like medical situations. I am not a medical professional. I don't see any reason why you would need to have surgery to tighten your vaginal canal. Much like every muscle in the human body, working out and exercising it using pelvic floor exercises, using Benoit balls, that kind of thing, can assist with tightening those muscles if that's something that you are wanting to do with, you know. It is possible to do that. But yeah, just making the hole at the end a little bit tighter is just going to make everybody in a miserable situation there. Nobody's going to be happy about that. And fucking the narrow-minded of it. It's okay, Valen. It's all right. Nobody here is sticking up for these people. Everyone's of the same agreement. Everyone agrees with the shit that you're saying. You are preaching to the choir here. You don't need to get so angry. Okay, we're good. All right. Right. Not just Dr. Well under anesthesia, just no. Depends on the doctor. Doctors are still human. I don't see any reason why, like, I am more likely to trust a doctor in the UK under anesthesia. There are certain parts of the world that I wouldn't trust a doctor under anesthesia. If you don't think about consent, then there's already a violation of the patient's well-being. Absolutely, agreed. So my ex said that after the birth of our first child, but it was over 25 years ago, so I'm not sure if he said it or I watched something that said it. Oh, double D, that's a difficult one. That is a difficult one. Because the Mandela effect is definitely a thing for sure. Still on topic of body autonomy when it comes to people with vulvas, the fact that we are not told about the process of getting an IUD, and we were being excruciating pain, bleeding for hours and the days after with zero knowledge of what the process involves without anesthesia. At least this was the case in the UK. Yep. Yeah, Wheezy Gal, absolutely. The level of information that people with vulvas get over their own medical thingy is appalling. Is straight up appalling. Disgusting. Sometimes you will get a really, really good doctor or a set of nurses and what have you, and they will absolutely tell you fucking everything you want to know. Because some people don't want to know. Some people don't want to have any fucking clue what's going on. The ignorance is bliss for them. Do you know what I mean? And that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, it's a whole thing. But a lot of the whole thing about like they don't offer any pain numbing scenario in regards to stuff they do on the inside of like the vaginal canal and the uterus and bits and pieces comes down to really, really, really old medical texts that said that people with vulvas can't feel anything past 4 inches. Was it 4 inches? It's like 3 or 4 inches into the vaginal canal, and after that you don't have the nerves to feel the pain. And it's like, I know many people with uteruses that would strongly disagree with you. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? You know? And for some reason, that still seems to be... I wouldn't say that it's still a medical belief, but I would say that it's a bit strange that pain medication isn't offered to people during these medical practices. Do you know what I mean? Uteruses. Exactly. Foxy Nerd, how you doing? My midwife, third year student, took a while having a look and poke, and then said to her mentor midwife, I'm not sure what to do with this bit. My reply was, as long as it looks good, just stitch it anywhere. I was high on gas at the time. Yeah. The thing about midwives, I mean, maybe this is just my own preconceptions and stuff, but I feel like the thing about midwifery or midwives is, generally speaking, they also have vulvas and therefore are less likely. I'm not going to say not likely. I'm going to say less likely to do stuff like the husband stitch. You know? How's it going, Alison? How you doing, you beautiful bean? Hell, people are intimidated by me. Most recent one was on a Minecraft server. My God. How is anyone intimidated by anyone on a Minecraft server? I'd understand it if it was like Red Dead roleplay or something, but come on. The fact that you knew it was me and you aren't good with faces made me giggle though. Oh no, I'm great with faces, Eris. I'm terrible with names. That's my problem. I'm great with faces. The issue is when it comes to like meeting people in a social environment and stuff like that, is the fact that the vast majority of you, I got no idea what you look like. No idea what you look like, no idea what you sound like, no idea how old you are, no idea what ethnicity you are, no idea like what gender you are. I don't know fucking anything about anybody. Unless we've like sat in a movie night and you've turned your camera on, or I happen to have seen you in the pics and videos thing and remembered to associate your username with the image, which doesn't happen very often. Like, I think, Eris, because of how long you've been around before I met you in person, I'm like, yeah, that's Eris. You know what I mean? I clocked that person. You know what I mean? But I'm terrible with names. Great with faces, but terrible with names. Terrible with names. You know? Well, it's 4 years now, so my face is basically memorable at that point. Yeah. I would have remembered your face. I might not have remembered the associated username, had it not been for the fact that, like you say, you've been around for 4 years and I've seen your face many times in association with your username. Raided out to you a few times in association with your username. Do you know what I mean? Iron Gas post-birth hormones. Ah, Foxy, thank you very much. How you doing? Panda Farms, hello, you beautiful being. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Off of the pad where they literally cut a chunk out of you. No painkillers. Yeah, what's that all about? What the fuck is that? Explain. The medical professionals, explain yourself. What the fuck? You can't turn around to a person with a vaginal canal and say, hey, you coming in for your pap smear? About 2 hours before you get one, have a couple of ibuprofen. That's not okay. That's not all right. What the fuck? If that was a person with a penis, if that was a cisgender man, you can absolutely guarantee they've been lubing me up inside and out until I'm completely numb from the ears down. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Been told to emit a don't talk to me bubble that extends 10 feet out in all directions. I've been told that people are scared of me who have never met, and I hate it. Yeah, Berserker, I don't get it. I wouldn't say that people are scared of me. They're intimidated, maybe. Maybe they are scared of me. Oh, I mean, I don't know. They don't come and say hello. You know what I mean? I believe it's now banned here, thank God. It was just over 20 years ago, yeah. Well, it's genital mutilation. I'm glad that it's banned here. I hope it is under the Genital Mutilation Act. You know, the fact that it isn't banned everywhere is disgusting. Do you know what I mean? What kind of birds stick together? I want to say like glued ones or something like that. Is it a dad joke? Are you doing dad jokes, Panda Farms? Have you come in here? The first thing you do, Velcros. Aww. You wound me. You wound me deep in my soul. There are parts of my entire being that are crying now. Crying. Cry a rookie mistake. Get out, Zeebs. Get out. Get out. My entire soul is wounded by this. Wounded? I feel mad. No! There is a level of hate that I have for all of you. I started off talking so strongly about the deep love that I have for this community. It's all gone now. All of it. Disappeared. Gone. All of you. Scum and villains. Scum and villains, I tell you. God damn it. God damn it. So I can't give you a cookie. No, I don't want your cookie. Flock off with the puns. God damn it. How's it going, Authentica? How you doing? I do not accept your cookie, Panda Farms. Bloody dad joke cookies. God damn it. What do you walk into? We were having a very serious conversation, but it was coming to an end. And then Panda Farms came in as a brand new person and said dad jokes. You know how they do. You know how they be. The audacity. The audacity and the scandal. Codapillar, we know that Panda is German with how he says Velcros. God damn it. Thanatos, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome on in. Ohm Tech as well. How you doing, you beautiful beans? How you doing, G-Devils? And on that note, friends, I am going to call the stream. I've been streaming for 3.5 hours, and we've got a lot of streams this week. However, friends, we are going to go raid somebody. We're going to go throw some love at another dive. I realize some of you have just met us, but yeah, we've got to go. Got bits and pieces I still need to do this evening before I go to bed. Friends, we are going to go raid somebody because we always go raid somebody. We always go throw some love at another delightful individual. But before we do that, could you please do me a massive favor and throw out some mod loves in the channel? You can use any kind of mod loves from any kind of channel. You can use any kind of love hearts from any kind of channel. Thank you very much, WolfXUK, excuse me, for throwing some mod loves out there. Mods, thank you so much for doing this. Thanks so much for all you do in and out of stream, all the stuff you do for me behind the scenes, and all the stuff you do for this wonderful, wonderful community. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, beautiful beans. I literally couldn't do this shit without you, so thank you so much for that. And thanks so much for everybody for the wonderful dynamics and chats and conversation that we've had going on today. It has been great. Let me have a quick look at who we can go throw some love at. If you could stick around for the raid, even if it's only like 5-10 minutes, I would really, really appreciate it, just to go throw some love at another wonderful bean. Because I like to spread the love around. It helps me out as a streamer, in the regards of it helps me show people that I am a streamer, people that might not know. It helps the other streamer out because it brings all of you beautiful individuals over to their stream, which helps with their numbers and it helps them grow their community and stuff like that. And it helps all of you out because we're going to go see somebody and you might be like, oh my fucking God, this person's fucking amazing. I'm going to stick here for the rest of my life ever. You never know. I hope not, because I'd like you to come back here sometimes. But you might do. You might find somebody that you love even more than you love my face. And I know that's really hard to believe, but it's true. Oh my fucking God, we're going to go with this wonderful bean. We haven't rated this person in fucking ages. And they are looking absolutely excellent today. So friends, if you are a subscriber, please copy and paste this raid message. It was up here, but you know, either way. If you are a subscriber, please copy and paste the first raid message. Tashi, thank you so much for coming in. Welcome on in. How you doing? The first raid message with our emotes. If you are not a subscriber, please copy and paste the second raid message without our emotes. That's the first Bottervein raid message for subscribers. The second Bottervein raid message for non-subscribers. If you would like to use your own emotes, where it's like, you're so vain, I bet you think this raid is about you. You are welcome to do so. We respect and appreciate and love seeing other people's emotes. You are welcome to do so. Ooh, hello. Let me get the show going. Friends, we're going to go see a good buddy of mine. Good buddy of mine that I don't get to hang out with anywhere near as much as I'd like because of time zones and bits and pieces. But they are wonderful and spectacular and chaotic as shit. And therefore, you'll all get on well with them. Let's go see Noelia. Let's go see Noelia. Noelia is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful human being. Chaos is very much their second nature. 200%. They're very giggly. They're very entertaining. They're very chaotic, very high energy. I realize that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if you could all stick around for that raid, even if it's on like 5-10 minutes, just to go throw some love at them, just to go say hi, just to be part of their entire dynamic for a little while, I would really, really appreciate it. If you are not in the raid up here, because Twitch keeps leaving people behind, fucking hell, there's loads of you in here, Jesus Christ. If you're not in the raid up here, please click on this link that I've just thrown out here. We would normally do a shout out, but shout outs give them a heads up that we are coming, and I don't want to be fucking doing that. I don't want to be doing that. And they are playing, or at the moment they're doing a bit of just chatting, but they have done a Morrigan cosplay because they are playing Dragon Age Origins a little bit later on. They always do a little bit of a chat to begin with, like we do. Do you know what I mean? She goes, goddamn, you look good. On my partner, love it. Love it, One True Cripple. Anyway, friends, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for raiding the subs, gift subs, all the cheeky little bitties. Thank you so much for all the follows. Thanks so much for the amazing conversations we've had today. I really, really appreciate it. To you people who are lurking, otherwise known as watchers from the dark, I really appreciate you being here. And all you people watching the VOD, I really appreciate you being here as well. Don't forget, we've got extra streams on Thursday and Sunday where we're going to be doing some Labyrinth roleplay scenarios. But until tomorrow at 1 p.m. BST, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Because if I wouldn't do it, it'll fucking kill you. See you all later. Bye-bye.